Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? And so here we go, Cowboys here with the football, first possession of the game here. So already facing here at third down here, first drive here. And so we're going to see if this Colts defense can come out aggressive here and make life hard for Dak Prescott, or will the Cowboys come out here and jump out to an early lead here. But right now facing third and four here, Dallas Cowboys with the football here. Dak Prescott lining up in the shotgun here. Third and four on the first possession of the game here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion. Prescott takes a snap. Colts sending four, throws over the middle. And, ooh, is that going to be intercepted? No, incomplete. Incomplete. So the Colts defense do their thing, three and out. And the Cowboys will punt the ball on their first possession of the game. But we've got Andrew here. What's good with you? And we got 80s. What's good with you? And so 80 says, JB, glad you're back. Appreciate that, 80s. And so how have you guys been? And so we've got Mike here. What's good with you, Mike? Mike says, yo, JB. And so glad to see you guys here. Mike says we want health update. And so, yeah, so I am feeling a lot better here. Obviously, there's a lot of things that I was dealing with there, but for the most part, most of the symptoms are pretty good here. A lot of, changing to my diet, a lot of exercising, all that stuff. But JB is feeling probably about a good 85, 90%, I'd say. So compared to what I was, it's like night and day, honestly. But appreciate that. We've got Braden here. Braden says JB's back. Let's go. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Meanwhile, though, on the punt, though, did it bounce off of a defender here? Let's see. Fair catch was symboled, and I mean, obviously that's going to be a penalty there. Ball bounced off the Cowboys guy. You just can't do that in this league. You just can't do that. Carmichael, what's good with you? How about them Steelers, right? Got a W today. And so Mike says, yo, 80s. And so let's see, 80 says 11 and 1. 80 says, Braden, hey, man. And so that's right. They are 11 and 1. And I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's pretty much running away with this MVP conversation. Like, it's just insane the kind of games that the Eagles are having out there. Let's see. Braden says, hey, 80s. All right, but here we go. Indianapolis here. First possession of the game out of the shotgun. Take the snap and going to get the ball to the back here. And so Taylor's going to take it to midfield here. And so, I mean, Matt Ryan, it looks like Matt Ryan each and every game, he has to work two times as hard just to make basic plays. Everything looks like a struggle. The way he moves in the pocket, he just has not looked comfortable. But Colts are second in their division. They're 4-7-1 right now. So they're trying to pick up a huge win here. Ball in midfield here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Shotgun formation. Cowboys sending five. Matt throws it over the middle, and it's going to be completed there to the tight end over the middle. That's going to be a first down for Indianapolis. Let's see. Mike says, really glad to hear it. Mike says, JB Nation showing up. And so, yes, I appreciate that. Meanwhile, gives it here to the back, and so Taylor trying to fight forward here, but they're going to stop his forward progress there. Picked up 2 yards on the play. Now we got second and 8 coming up here from the 38-yard line right now of the Cowboys. And so 80 says, what happened to JB's The Ohio State? LOL. And so, hey, all I can say is that The Ohio State University, we may be down, but we're not out. We're not out. Somehow, some way, we still found a way into the college football playoffs there. Was extremely nervous there, but JB doesn't have the answer there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in that one. Let's see. Mike says Hurts is the real deal, super good. I'm not looking forward to the Bills face off. Let's see. Carmichael says I hope Lamar is out next week. Might be an easier game. And so I got him in my others fantasy football league, and Lamar Jackson getting hurt was so huge. Now I might still overcome the fact that Lamar got injured, but man, it's gonna be it didn't have to be this hard. It really didn't. My man got hurt immediately, and I hope he'll be okay though. Meanwhile, they're going to give it to Taylor out of the shotgun, and he's going to pick up a yard at best. Now we got fourth down coming up. Fourth and three. Ball right now at the Cowboys' 33-yard line here. Looks like the offense is coming off the field here. Again, Jeff Saturday running things here in Indianapolis. All right, let's see. Braden says, while 80s the Sun has on the Packers season, we still own the Bears. You know what, Braden? That's all I was thinking about earlier in the game when I saw Aaron Rodgers beat the Bears. I was like, he still owns the Bears. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, but Indianapolis here for to try a 52-yard field goal attempt to try to take the first lead of the game here. Kick is up, and it looks to be good, and it is good. And so Indianapolis gets the first points of the game here, and they're up 3-0 in this one. And so let's see. 80 says Spencer Rattler is battling, is balling to show up, JB. And so, hey, that he is. That he is. I will give him credit where credit is due. I mean, he's pulled up some pretty big upsets. If not for Spencer Rattler, no way Ohio State would have got in there. Those upsets against Clemson and stuff like that, that was huge. That was huge. And so let's see. Mike says, big ups to Spencer Rattler. Mike says, is Tua hurt? And so you know what? I don't think Tua's hurt. I know Jimmy Garoppolo. I know Jimmy G got hurt today. I know he's out for the rest of the season. Braden says JB going to have a tough time choosing between Georgia and Ohio State to root for. Not tough at all, Braden. Not tough at all. Let's see. Carmichael says I wish the Steelers knew how to play in the third quarter. Mike says when college football playoffs. And so, yeah, it's going to start like December 31st. I think it's the first game, Georgia and Ohio State. And I believe that the other game, Michigan and TCU, is going to be January 1st, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Braden says December 31st, Mike. Let's see. Carmichael says, I hope Lamar leave the Ravens. Braden says, I did say South Carolina would beat two top 25 teams. And so that is correct. That is correct. And so let's see. Carmichael says Brock Purdy, let's go. And so, hey, if he can ball out and he can start getting the ball to George Kittle and Debo Samuel and save my fantasy football team season, I'll be more than happy for him being back there at quarterback. But right now, we're currently at the commercial right now. And when we come back, the Colts will be kicking the ball off here for the Cowboys for their second offensive possession here of the game here in the first quarter with 10 minutes and 49 seconds to go. But Brock looked good out there today. I mean, and the 49ers beat Miami. That was a very impressive win by the 49ers. I feel bad, though, for anybody that was going against the Cleveland Browns defense in fantasy football, though, because the Browns defense, like, especially in fantasy, like, they went off. But the Browns, their defense, special teams, they just went crazy against Houston. I saw Coach Dante on a rant earlier because, like, I don't blame him because Houston just did not try earlier today. Let's see. Carmichael says, I just want to see Brock Purdy do good. And so, yeah, it would be a nice story, too, because right now this team is built to win now. So if he can step in there and who knows, if he can go out there and look like Dak Prescott did his rookie, the first year that he started for the Cowboys, then that could be really good for the 49ers there. But we'll see, obviously, how he does. Let's see. Braden says, who's going to win the Heisman, JB? And so I'll tell you who should win the Heisman. I mean, watching Caleb Williams and how he played, I know he got injured in that last game, but I mean, my gosh, you think of what USC would be without him? I mean, he has to be in consideration. Now, I know that last game he got hurt, but I personally wouldn't hold it against him. He probably will not win, but I would have to go Caleb Williams, to be honest with you. But who do you got, Braden? Meanwhile, Dallas Cowboys here. Offensively here. All right, here we go. Prescott lining up under center here. Trips to the right of the formation. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion. Tony Pollard is the back in the backfield here. Takes a snap, gives it to the back, and off the right guard there, picks up about 3 yards on the carry. Second down coming up, 2nd and 7. Ball at the Cowboys 30-yard line. Let's see. 80 says, did you see my favorite player, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, go off? And so, yes, I seen that. Didn't A.J. Brown have like a 95-yard touchdown reception? I knew A.J. Brown was going to go off, though, against his former team. I just didn't know Devontae Smith was also going to go off. But, man, it was a beat down for that Titans defense, in which Tennessee's defense has done tremendous this season, keeping games close, with the exception of when they played Buffalo, I believe, earlier in the year. But outside of that, like Tennessee defense had kept every game close, but not today. I mean, Eagles routed them. Meanwhile, Prescott threw the ball out the backfield of Pollard. Nice play there. Picked up the first down. Kept the chains moving. Let's see. Braden says Max Dugan or Caleb Williams. Let's see. 80 says Carmichael, you speaking facts. LOL. Meanwhile, pass completed to the tight end. Shakes the first guy off. Plows forward. Gets the first down. Ball comes out, but he's already down. Picked up 11 yards and a first down for the Cowboys. Let's see. Carmichael says, I just want to see the Steelers have a winning season. And so, what's the record for the Steelers right now? Like, how many losses right now do the Steelers currently have? And so, ooh, did that ball? Yeah, that ball was close, though, but they say he was down. Meanwhile, Pollard there with the carry off the right side. They're going to pick up about 2 yards on the play. Second down coming up again here in the first quarter with 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Colts up 3-0 early in this one. And so let's see. Eddie says he's going to go at max. Okay, bet. Carmichael says they're 5-7 right now. And so, okay, 5-7 there. You guys are going to have to definitely get on a win streak the rest of the way. But nothing's impossible. All right, but here we go. Prescott up under center. Got a fullback in the backfield here. Going to give it to Zeke, and Zeke up the middle. Look at that off. Look at the hole the offensive line created. If this was Tony Pollard in the backfield, that would have at least been about 25 yards there if that was Tony Pollard. But that offensive line had them Colts on the ground like before Zeke even got the ball. Honestly, tremendous blocking on that play. Let's see. Braden says, Carmichael, what's the Steelers' record since T.J. Watt has come back? Carmichael says it's totally possible. We have to learn to play football in the second half. All right, but here we go. Prescott up under center here. Gives the ball here to Zeke off the left side. And Zeke picks up 5 yards off the left tackle. Second down coming up here. 2nd and 5. Ball at Indianapolis 31-yard line. Let's see. 80 says JB is being tight-lipped about his Pats. I mean, what's there to say? What's there to say? I mean, right now we're currently sitting at 6-6. Right now we're still in the hunt, but there's many things that we have to fix on offense. So many things that we must fix on offense. Let's see. Carmichael says with TJ the Steelers are 3-1. Meanwhile, they give the ball here to the back, and Zeke fighting forward here. Going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. Now we're looking at 3 and about 2 coming up here in the first quarter. Again, with 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Colts up 3-0, but Cowboys moving the football here. So we got a 3rd and 2 situation coming up here. Let's see. Braden says, yeah, JB, I've watched your Pats play the last 3 games, and I'm upset the NFL put us on primetime matchup 3 games in a row. Like, stop picking on us at this point. Stop picking on us at this point. Okay, I get it. They love to sit back and watch it, but stop picking on us at this point. It's just been terrible. Other than the Minnesota game, that was a good one. But other than that, like, it's just no. I didn't even watch the first half of my own team against the Bills. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. Stop putting us on prime time, please. All right, so meanwhile, they gave it there to Zeke. He's a little short here. So we got 4th and 1 here. Prescott up under center. Tight end goes in motion here. They give it to the up back, which happens to be Zeke. And Zeke carries it all the way to the 20-yard line and a first down for the Cowboys. Again, Cowboys trying to get their first points of the game here. And the offensive line right now for the Cowboys, they are winning these battles here. Braden says the Thanksgiving game against the Vikings, you guys play calling and clock management was bad. And let's see, 80 says Braden, Jordan Love looked good against the best team, the Eagles. All right, meanwhile, take the snap there, fake it to the back, throws it over the middle, and incomplete. Incomplete. So Schultz, the tight end, the intended target there, but overthrew him. Incomplete. Second down coming up. Braden says, yes, he did 80s. He should start a couple games at the end of the season. I feel like that would be the right move. Go ahead and see what you got with Jordan Love and stuff like that. Let him get used to throwing to these young receivers here because Aaron Rodgers just looks done. Like, he looks done. All right, here we go. Prescott up under center. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion here. Takes a snap, gives it to the back. It's Tony Pollard off the left guard, and that's going to be a pickup of 1 yard on the play. Third down coming up. Let's see. Carmichael says Jeff Saturday doesn't know how to use timeouts. And so, yes, one thing when you're sitting back here doing like me and talking about the game like he was doing leading up to it. But yeah, there's actually quite a few coaches that we can point to this year that really have dropped the ball with clock management. You're a coach. If you don't know how to call timeouts, what are you doing? Because your coordinators are most likely calling the plays and stuff like that. Like, you're supposed to be managing the game. Like, what are you doing if you're not calling timeouts and managing the clock? Meanwhile, they throw the ball short to CeeDee Lamb. Now, was he down? Was he down, or will they say that he never touched the ground? They're saying it's a touchdown. I'd like to see a replay on this one, but if that stands, that is a touchdown there to CeeDee Lamb. 12 plays, 73 yards, and almost 6 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock. Now let's look at the replay here. Through a short pass. This was never supposed to be that. Let's see. He falls on the defender, never touches the ground. And so, wow, that's an impressive touchdown there. He never touched the ground because he fell on the defender. So not only did the defender fail to make the tackle there, but he was the stepping stone that allowed CeeDee Lamb, the chosen one, to get into the end zone. Crazy. Let's see. 80 says, is A-Rod gone next year? And so, you know what? Let's see. Going to put the first poll question of the day up there. All right, so courtesy of 80s there with the question, is Aaron Rodgers gone after this year? Let us know your vote. And let's see, Braden says, I don't know, 80s, his contract is huge. And so that's right, contract is huge. As much as they would like to move on from him, and if it wasn't for the money, I promise they would. But that money talks. They're stuck. Broncos are stuck. Man, the Broncos, they clown themselves and all like that. At least Aaron Rodgers had a couple MVPs with them leading up to it. But man, if they'd have just listened to me and all like that, they would not have been in that situation. Because I said from the get-go with Russell Wilson, you're not going to get that money's worth out of him. And so they're regretting that. Let's see. Mike says Broncos are a disaster. Carmichael says it helped my Steelers win on Monday, so I don't have a problem with it. Braden says, aka Nathaniel Hackett. Let's see. 80 says Braden Rogers doesn't look like the same playing. It's hard to watch, and so he doesn't have that joy that you have when a quarterback. He doesn't have that hunger that quarterbacks typically have when they're going out there, trying to compete for a championship. It's that look that they have that says they want it, but A-Rod's just looking like he's tired. He just looks tired. He just wants to cash the check. And so, Brandon, what's good with you? What's good with you? And you say, yes, he is. And so, bet. Let's see. Braden says, yep, 80s. He says, in retrospect, we should have got rid of him last off season. But it's hard to know that, honestly. But for me personally, the moment you guys decided to move on from Devontae Adams, that should have been a moment that you guys also should have moved on from Aaron Rodgers. Once that decision was made, it should have been a pairing. Because having an older quarterback and you get rid of his best weapon, you see what Adams is doing with the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are trash, but Adams is getting his. He's getting his. So it would have been a perfect time for a fresh start, new guys coming in, trade Rodgers when he had that value, because you already know he was up there in age, and he's definitely not going to be playing as long as Brady has. So could have traded him, got something back in return, because I feel like the Jets were itching last year. They were itching to make some kind of big trade and just give away their draft capital to somebody. So just saying. Let's see. Carmichael says he hopes Deshaun Watson plays like he did today for the rest of the year. And you say you're happy the Steelers decided to go with Kenny instead of trying to trade for Rodgers. Mike says, I'm going to ask you to go over last four of each AFC East team, please, JB. And so you say over the last four of each AFC East team. And so, yes, certainly can look over those AFC East teams and stuff like that for sure. You say you think that the Pats are second best. And so it's very tricky there. I would not say second best though. I mean, I'd say obviously the Bills and the Dolphins, they seem to be on an even level just about in my opinion right there. and then you drop off a little bit. Then there's the Jets and the Patriots, in which somehow when they play us, they can't move the ball at all. But I think Mike Wright in there helps them a little bit. So I think where the division stands right now, that's the rankings I would put them. I would put the Patriots last right now. Offense has some major problems going on right now, and I mean, they need to phone me. Let me call the offense or something. Phone JB to call the offense or something. Right now, we're calling plays off of Madden, it feels like. Meanwhile, they're on the return there for Indianapolis. Now, there's a penalty here. A little bit of pushing and shoving here towards the end. Cowboys are up 7-3 here. Let's see. Mike says Bills are not equal with Dolphins. And let's see. Braden says true 80s. And let's see, 80 says Lakers are in the same Packers boat. LOL. And so, hey, Lakers are playing much better now. I hope we can keep this going at this rate. At least look decent out there. Let's see. Mike says compare Bill's schedule with the Dolphins. And so, let's see. 80 says phone JB. Carmichael says JB the Pats lucky they got to play Zach Wilson. And so, that's true. That's true. But everybody who plays us, I'm like, you guys are lucky you get to play against Mac Jones. So there's multiple ways to see it. Let's see. 80 says Henry was stopped by the Eagles defense. I did see that now. I did see that. And so that was very impressive. I mean, that cannot be overlooked there. I mean, that Eagles front four, whew, like it was able to stop King Henry, and that speaks volumes right there. Just imagine what they're going to do to Saquon Barkley. All right, meanwhile, we got offsetting penalties here. And so it's going to be a first down here. So Matty Ice here in the offense coming back out here, trailing now 7-3. And so let's see. 80 says the king was dethroned. All right, but again, here in the first quarter with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go, with the Cowboys up 7-3. Let's see. Braden says, hey, JB, have you been paying attention to college basketball? It's been crazy so far. I have watched glimpses of it and stuff like that. Like, I seen the Alabama win over, was it North Carolina and stuff like that. I also paid attention when Ohio State ranked 25. I forgot who Ohio State beat recently. So I'm seeing some of it, but it has been a lot of crazy basketball so far, which is absolutely exciting for me. I'm looking forward to being able to stream more of those games like in January and moving forward. Let's see. Mike says Hurts throws touchdowns all over the Titans. That is true. He did. And so, Isaac, what's good with you? What's good with you? You said the Eagles figured out the strategy of give the ball to Derrick Henry. And so that's a fact. That is a fact. I seen that Traylon Burks did get hurt in that game, though, so I hope that he's okay. I saw that touchdown catch that he had. Meanwhile, Jonathan Taylor off the right side here, making moves, takes the ball all the way to the 40-yard line there, picked up about 14, 15 yards on the play, and a first down for Indianapolis here in the first quarter with 4 minutes to go. Cowboys up 7-3 in this one. Let's see. 80 says, JB, please, after blowing a 28-point halftime lead in the Super Bowl, he is no longer Matty Ice, LOL. That's why we call him Matty Ice, because he froze in the biggest game. Meanwhile, speaking of Matty Ice, throwing it deep to Alec Pierce for the completion there. Big time pickup. Let's see. Isaac says, or more specifically, run up the middle. And so, exactly. Exactly. Let's see. Carmichael says, I hate Matt Canada. He calls the same plays. Well, just be thankful, Carmichael, that you have an offensive coordinator. Unlike my team, who's got a defensive coordinator calling plays for an offense. I'm sorry, a defensive coordinator with an ego without a resume to match it. Meanwhile, Taylor picks up a yard in the play, takes it to the Cowboys' 14-yard line. We're looking at 2nd and 9 right now. Again, here in the first quarter, 3 minutes to go. Again, Cowboys leading right now 7-3, but Indianapolis here moving the ball. All right, so here we go for Indianapolis. Out of the shotgun. Two receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Takes the snap. Ryan pump fakes. Ryan throws it up there in the end zone. Wide open. Wide open. Somebody tripped on the play or something, but he was wide open. And that's an Indianapolis touchdown, 5 plays, 79 yards, about 2 minutes and 13 seconds in terms of time of possession on the drive. Now let's see Diggs. I don't know what Diggs was thinking there. Was he even looking at the receiver on the play? I don't know. But that was terrible coverage. Let's see. 80 says TD. Where is JB at? Let's see. Carmichael says, I will give you Matt Canada and we will let Mike Tomlin call plays. Let's see. Mike says Patricia's a good coach. Not Patricia is best at focusing on defense, and that's what he needs to focus on, defense. But Matt Ryan and company up 10-7 here. Will we get a shootout today? That'll be interesting. Let's see. Mike says, who will win Super Bowl, Bills or Eagles? Right now, I would have to lean towards the Eagles right now. I feel like the last couple games, Josh Allen has just looked as if that injury that he's battling through, or I should say multiple injuries, he's not playing at the same efficiency that he does when he's at his best and all like that. He looks human to me. I'll say that. He looks human. And so 80 says Eagles. Let's see. Braden says Nikhil Harry burned Jar Alexander today. And so I saw that. I was thinking to myself, even a blind squirrel can find a nut when I saw Nikhil Harry get that reception. I mean, like, talk about luck. All right, let's see. All right, time for the next question here. All right, so who would win if they played in the Super Bowl, the Eagles or the Bills? Let's see. Carmichael says, I think the Eagles, but I hope the Chiefs because I want Juju to get a ring. And so I feel like right now, if these two teams played, it would be the Eagles there. Because I mean, you look at you look at that D line. You look at that front seven of what they got. I mean, those are some good guys there. Not to mention, let's not forget now when the Eagles played against the Vikings. I know it was extremely early in the season, but they shut down Justin Jefferson, and they did it one on one with my man Darius Slay. Shut him down. So Darius Slay versus Diggs and stuff like that. I'd have to think that he could do a similar type of performance, and plus the defensive line there getting after Allen. I would have to like the Eagles in that one right now. And so, old man, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you doing? I know that you've been extremely busy on Twitter. They have not been leaving you alone out there, and so I hope you are doing well. But how are you? Let's see. Eddie says, old man is in the house. And so Mike says, old, absolutely. All right, coming back from the commercial here, kickoff here for Indianapolis. Again, we're still here in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go. Will we get a return on his kickoff? We will. He's at the 10, tripped up at the 15-yard line here, and that's where the Cowboys will take over, trailing right now 10-7. Y'all, JB made a mistake. JB in this other fantasy league started Lamar Jackson, who got injured. So obviously I got little to any points in that one. And so if only I'd have known that and would have went with my gut that would have told me to start Dak Prescott and all like that, then yeah. But I'm in a close one. But my opponent had the Browns defense, which gave him like 30 something points. So all right, but here we go here. This time Dallas here, multiple tight ends here. Gonna get the ball to Zeke, and so Zeke cuts up between the guard and center, takes it to about the, let's see, 20-yard line here. Second down coming up. Let's see, Mike says Bills bench first round cornerback pick Elam. Oh, they did that. I did not know that they did that. Mike, was he not doing decent? Meanwhile, they give the ball here to Zeke, and so Zeke takes it to about the 25-yard line, picked up 4 yards, needs one more yard for a first down. Third down coming up here. Let's see. Mike says, Old, what's your Twitter? Can you see if you don't have a Twitter? And so, yeah, you should be able to at least view it there. So, yeah, but definitely, Old, Mike wants to know your Twitter. So go ahead and drop your Twitter there for Mike. And for anybody else that wants to follow Old Man Mob and show your support for Old Man, because I'm telling you guys, when Old speaks the truth, people don't like it. Meanwhile, Dak here, 3rd and 1, throws it. It's caught. That's Noah Brown with the reception, and he's going to take it to about the 34-yard line of the Cowboys and a first down here for the Dallas offense. So we got 1st and 10 here. Let's see. 80 says, Therapy, well, I hope you're okay. And let's see. Old says, you already know I got therapy until the 19th and then go back to see what's next. And so you said until the 19th. And so, oh, wow, definitely hoping the best for you there. Meanwhile, short pass there to Jake Ferguson, and that's going to be a loss on the play. He lost about 5 yards with that reception there. Second down coming up, 2nd and 15 from their own 29-yard line. All right, let's see. Carmichael says, I have a project at school about Christmas in Australia, and I have to present it on the last day before Christmas break. And so, bet. Mike says Xavier Rose doing good. Terod Johnson, pretty good late. Dane Jackson, terrible. Elam, healthy scratch. And he says, what's your handle, Ode? And so, meanwhile, Dak on the move, throws it. Oh, it's incomplete there. Incomplete. Was throwing it for Schultz, a tight end, but it's incomplete. Now 3rd and 15 coming up. Again, 14 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Indianapolis up 10-7. And so let's see. 80 says, "Old man, do you have only fans like JB?" That is not accurate. Let's see. Old says, "Nope, I stay away from that." All right, let's see. Yeah, meanwhile, let me go ahead and pin this message right here. So, yeah, anybody right here that wants to go ahead and follow my man on Twitter here, Old Man, I have it pinned here so it's easy for you guys to check him out. Meanwhile, they throw it to Zeke, and so Zeke takes it to about the 41-yard line there, falls about 3 yards shy of the first down, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, Indianapolis is up 10-7 over the Cowboys. Cowboys face for it 4th down when we come back here from the commercial to start the second quarter. Let's see. 80 says Christmas in Australia, instead of reindeers, they use kangaroos. Let's see. Mike says, "How you feeling now, JB? Still hope you're good." And so, yeah, I'm feeling honestly about a good 85, 90% right now. So definitely drastically feeling better than I was, like say about a week ago even. So, but appreciate that. Absolutely. Let's see. 80 says he doesn't have Twitter. Mike says, "Oh, I found it." And so bet. Let's see. Braden says, I know JB's been watching every minute of the World Cup, and so you know JB so well. Know JB so well. 80 says, when JB gets to 100%, look out. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that once I come back from my trip and stuff like that to the Philippines, I hope once I come back that I'll be feeling 100% around that time for sure. I'm going to have a ton of like doctor appointments in January and stuff like that. So, absolutely. And so, yeah, 80's just a mention of the World Cup there. Got him sick. Meanwhile, though, looking at this through 7 votes right now, we've got 86% believe that the Eagles would win if those two teams played in the Super Bowl. I mean, the way the Eagles are playing right now, the strengths of the team that they have, I mean, you would have to play your perfect game just about in order to beat them at this point in time. Let's see. O says, "May JB, they go crazy on Twitter, including Patriot fans." Yeah, I see it. I see it every time I look. It is like they are bashing every opinion that you get. They don't like your opinions. They don't like Mac Jones at all and stuff like that. And it's insane. It is insane. And so let's see. Mike says JB Philippines. Wow, you chilling? And so yeah, Mike, that's gonna be where the wedding is gonna be at. So I'm gonna be leaving the 14th, and so I should get there about the 16th, and then I will be staying there. I will be coming back here around the 1st of January. Will be my flight, so I'll probably land like January 2nd. So JB's gonna be gone during that time. But when JB gets back, that'll be like just in time for us to get ready for obviously I guess around the national championship time, all like that for college football, and then playoffs and stuff like that for the NFL. And so that's around the time that JB will be getting back to it. All right, but here we go. Here, Cowboys about to punt the ball. Punts on the way. And goes into the end zone. And so, yeah, they'll be taking over from their own 25-yard line here. And so Indianapolis here with the football and with the lead. And so Mike says you're getting married soon. And so there it is. That's right. That is right. Absolutely right. It is going to be my actual wedding date is the 18th. And so that's going to be on a Sunday. So while everybody else is watching their football team, I hope that my football team is not going to embarrass me on that day. But absolutely. Mike says, "We Tre'Davious White fans here. Go JB." And so, yeah, appreciate that, Mike. All right, but here we go for Indianapolis here from their own 20-yard line out of the shotgun. Fakes it to Jonathan Taylor. Throws it. And, man, was that a bad pass. But it looked like it was tipped when he threw it. And I'm pretty sure that Matt Ryan's thinking this is not what I signed up for. And Indianapolis is thinking this is not what we traded for. There are a lot of teams, that after this season, they're going to be looking for a quarterback. And some teams that are stuck with the quarterback that they got, as in the Broncos, who would love to upgrade a position, but they're kind of stuck with Russell Wilson. All right, but here we go. Shotgun, three receivers, one tight end, one back. They give it to Taylor out of the shotgun. Taylor off the left guard there, picks up 5 yards on the play. Third down coming up here, 3rd and 5. You look at their record, 4-7-1, and the fact that they are second place in their division tells me everything I need to know about the AFC South this year. I mean, the Jaguars, don't get me started on the Houston Texans. It has not been good. Let's see. Braden says JB going to have the Patriots game on during the wedding. And so you already know, get the little projector thing going, get them in the background, all that stuff. But I only want to see our defensive possessions. Don't want to see the offense right now. All right, but here we go. Shotgun, take the snap. Cowboys bring the pressure, and they get to Matt Ryan. They got him. They got him. It was Wilson with the sack. And so Matt Ryan, an all too familiar feeling, getting sacked. But that time, they just brought the kitchen sink on that play. Mike says, Wilson washed up. Let's see. Braden says, including us probably. And so, bet. Let's see. Oh, it says JB. I think Kendrick Bourne is done in New England. I like him, but he called out Matty P. And Matty P, I already don't like him. And so, hey, you know how that works. You call out Matty P. Matty P is done with you. And so they were already disrespecting him out there at receiver. I mean, you look at the guys who we acquired lately. I mean, Kendrick Bourne, there's no reason why he shouldn't be on the field contributing more than he has. But you can't contribute if they won't put you on the field. And so it's crazy. It's crazy. Because I know you put him on a different team, Kendrick Bourne, he can at least go out there and get you a good 60 something to 70 something receptions and about a good 700 or 800 something yards in a season and about a good 6 touchdowns and all like that. But you won't get that here. And so let's see, 80 says, is Bill Belichick's son your best man? And so actually, my best man is Black Medicine. He will be making the trip with me. So Black Medicine will be my best man there. So Steve got beat out that time. And so it was a tough call, though. It was a tough call. And let's see, oh, it says, and Kendrick Bourne, isn't wrong. I mean, he's not wrong at all. He speak the truth. Him lately, Mac Jones. I mean, you got to speak up, whether or not it cost you and all like that. Hey, if they trade you, at least you'll be going to a better place that'll actually use you more. But yeah, what's going on with the offense is terrible. I don't like Bill Belichick's demeanor when he's asked those questions, although it's been what he always does. But the offense just is holding the team back because the defense is good, but the offense is regressing. Same players, we're just getting worse than we were last year because no offensive coordinator. Regardless of who you want an offensive coordinator, no offensive coordinator is a terrible thing. And so let's see. Old says, "Well, congrats, JB. You deserve to be happy." I appreciate that, Old. I appreciate that for sure. Thank you so much. Let's see. Mike says, "Bills missing Micah Hyde. Power back. The backup on Hamlin stinks." And so let's see. 80 says, "Do you think the Cardinals create a little monster giving Kyler Murray so much money?" And so, absolutely. Absolutely. They created themselves a little diva over there, and you can't get rid of Kyler. So, you know what that means for the head coach. He's gone and stuff like that. So, absolutely. The fact that you had to put stimulations in that first contract because you feel like he's not studying film, that tells me everything I need to know. And a guy like Patrick Peterson, who's been pretty much since he's been in the NFL, he has been someone that is pretty much I viewed as, like a kind of leader of, especially that organization when he was down there for quite some time. So for him to speak up and say what he said about Kyler Murray and stuff like that, we see the blow ups on the sideline, it's all telling me that Kyler should not have gotten that money. Some people, when they get the money, they just go insane. Now, luckily, he's not on an Antonio Brown type of level, but some people just can't handle the money, and he seems like one of them. Let's see. Braden says, "Did you know? Let's see. Did you? Nick Saban was pretty much begging. Did you see Nick Saban was pretty much begging the committee to put Alabama in the playoffs? I saw it, Braden. I saw it, and it was pathetic. It was a bad look, and all like that. You know what? But I did find it humoring though. I found it funny though. But still, I was like, dang, Nick, you out here advertising harder than I am." And so let's see. Old says, "I would let Nelson walk, resign Myers, and trade either KB or Parker with picks for T. Higgins." Oh man, I would love to have T. Higgins. Let's see. Mike says Lamar came out a Twitter guy, and so yeah, I did see that as well. Meanwhile, Dak gives the ball here to Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard picks up 4 yards, takes it to Indianapolis 35-yard line. We are looking at 2nd and 6. Now the score right now, Indianapolis Colts leading 10-7 here in the second quarter with about 10 minutes and 23 seconds to go. Let's see. Old says, "If rumors are true, D Hop might want out. Him and Murray have so many problems since Brown has come back, and so I would love to have Hopkins on the Patriots. But knowing our coaching staff and stuff like that, that would be something." Meanwhile, they give the ball here to Tony Pollard, and Pollard gonna pick up another 4 yards on the carry, about 2 yards shy of first. Now we got 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Cowboys. I'll say this though, Old. Like the number one thing that the Patriots need to fix is that offensive line because I'm seeing a lot of things that I don't like from that offensive line. Of all the problems that we have outside of a coordinator, that offensive line is just getting torched every week. We can't run the ball. We don't have time to throw the ball. It's terrible. Meanwhile, CeeDee Lamb with the reception. And he's sideline walking it all the way to they mark him out at about the 8-yard line there. But that's a first down for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see. Mike says Bills OBJ meeting went well. Mike says, "I was so pumped when the Bills signed Smoke." And so that's right, they brought back Smoke. They did. I remember a couple years ago when he was with the Bills, I had him on my fantasy football team the first couple years of me playing fantasy football there. So that was a nice, quiet pickup there. I like it. Let's see. Ode says, "If Patriots got D Hops, Bill O'Brien wouldn't come back." And so you said you got a plan for the O line. Meanwhile, quick pass there to Michael Gallup, and Gallup about a yard or two shy of getting to the end zone there. 2nd and goal coming up. All right. Meanwhile, I'm going to put another poll question up here real quick. All right, meanwhile, here's shotgun here, second and goal. Gives the ball here to the back, and Tony Pollard with the touchdown score here for the Cowboys to give them the lead. Let's see, 80 says, damn touchdown. You say you hate the Cowboys. All right, so meanwhile, I posted a question up there. Where will OBJ go? Or will he even play this year? I mean, because it sounds to me like I don't even know if he really wants to play this year, honestly. I think he just likes the tours, the dining, and all like that. He loves it. Meanwhile, extra point is good. So the Cowboys up 14-10 over Indianapolis after that touchdown that Tony Pollard capped off in the end zone. Let's see. Ode says, anywhere other than Buffalo, that's exactly the same energy that I have right now, Ode, because Gabe Davis has been letting me down lately. The last thing I need is for OBJ to come there and take even more targets away from Gabe Davis. So don't go there. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing him go back to the Giants, honestly. I would not mind seeing him go back to the Giants. Let's see. 80 says Braden told me OBJ going to the Packers. Well, hey, if Braden says it, it happens. He sees the future. I remember the two of you see the future, so he must be know something that we don't. I would tell you this though, like one team that has surprised me over the last couple weeks, particularly the last month or two, has been the Washington Commanders. Honestly, I thought that they were done. I thought by the time that we got to this point in the season, Ron Rivera was going to be fired. But lo and behold, they find some way to get competitive and stuff like that. So that has been an interesting transaction. Let's see. Mike says, if I had to pick Smoke or OBJ, I promise I'm picking Smoke. And so Mike says he wants to smoke. He wants to smoke. But meanwhile, we are currently right now still at the commercial here. But when we come back, the Cowboys will kick things off as they lead this one 14-10 here in the second quarter with 10 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Let's see. Braden says he's not 80s. I wish he was. Let's see. O says, well, Wentz will be on a new team again. Where will Carson Wentz end up at? That's the question. Where will Carson go? Who wants Carson next? That is the question. My question, I guess, would be where does Indianapolis go? There's so many teams that I feel like need a quarterback in the offseason. You've obviously got Houston. I feel like Houston's going to need a quarterback. Carolina's going to need a quarterback for sure. Indianapolis needs a quarterback of the future and stuff like that. There's so many teams that's going to need a quarterback moving forward and stuff like that. So I am concerned, though, for some of the young quarterbacks coming out, though. If you end up going to Carolina, if you end up going to Houston, it's going to be tough. Let's see. Braden says the Orange Bowl this year will literally be the Orange Bowl. LOL. I see what you did there, Braden. I see what you did. Mike says I'm a John Smoke Brown fan, so rather him on the team. Meanwhile, kickoff on the way. We've got a returner here. He takes it to the 23-yard line here for Indianapolis, and that's exactly where they'll take over with the football here, trailing 14-10. Let's see. O says JB Patriots O line problem fixed. Just let's see. O line signed Elgon Jenkins in free agency, then trade up for Paris Johnson Jr. I like me some Paris Johnson Jr. there. Let's see. Mike says I built power rankings last show. I had Washington high enough to be shocking. Now this I want to see. If Mike is ranking Washington up there, then let me take notice of what they're doing. Let's see. O says Wentz and the Texans a vet backup for Young, and so you know what? I don't want him anywhere near my young quarterback. I've seen what he did with Jalen Hurts. I don't want him anywhere near my quarterback. I'd rather get Jimmy Garoppolo if I'm them and then have a young quarterback behind him. But Indianapolis there, Jackson with the carry, and he picked up a yard on the play. Now we got second and 9 coming up. Let's see. 80 says Philip Rivers shouldn't have retired. And so, good old Philip. He gave it all he had. Now that's a real question though. Where does Indianapolis go at quarterback from here? And so up, that's going to be a penalty there. There was some early movement on the play, and that's going to back them up 5 yards here. So we got 2nd and 14. All right, meanwhile here, let me see how many thumbs up we've currently got so far going in this one. All right, so right now we've got 11 thumbs up here, so that is absolutely fantastic there. Appreciate that. I feel like you could have called a couple guys there with that on that penalty there. But 2nd and 14 here, shotgun formation again. Jackson in there, running back, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Cowboys send 4, throws it, and it's caught. Michael Pittman Jr. there, and he's going to be about 2-3 yards shy of the first. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 3 from Indianapolis 30-yard line. Picked up 11 yards on the play. Let's see. 80 says Rodgers to the Colts. I wonder how would Pop Brown respond to that? How would Mr. JB respond if Aaron Rodgers got traded to Indianapolis? Let's see. O says I can see Jimmy going to 4 teams: the Raiders, 49ers, Raiders, Jets, or Panthers. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3. Shotgun formation here. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, looking, throws it, completed to the tight end, and Granson gets slammed out of bounds after picking up 6 yards and a 1st down for Indianapolis. Let's see. Mike says, serious question. What does Mr. JB want for the Colts? He wants a quarterback. He wants a quarterback. You ask Mr. JB, he will tell you right now he wants a quarterback because Matt Ryan is not that answer. Mike says Panthers need a quarterback. Panthers need a lot of things. A lot of things. Let's see. Braden says Aaron Rodgers for Matt Ryan, and Ryan can be our backup quarterback. You know what? If Mr. JB was in charge of the team, he would take that. He will take that. Meanwhile, they give the ball here to Jackson up the middle, and Jackson picks up 5 yards on the carry. 2nd down coming up. Again, we are here in the second quarter with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to go before the half. Let's see. Old says, "Are you ask these trolls trade Mac Jones to the Colts, then bring back Brady or Jimmy G and have Zappe be the backup?" And so, yeah, these fans are not very realistic at all. Meanwhile, you give it here to the back, and he's going to be about a yard shy of getting to that 1st down marker. Jonathan Taylor got him a little bit of a breather, but he's back in, picked up 4 yards on the carry. 3rd and 1 coming up. Ball at the Indianapolis 45-yard line. All right, 9 votes in. So right now, 56% believe the Dallas Cowboys. And so I feel like OBJ down there at Dallas, that would be awesome right there because you know he would love the environment there. It's just something about being a Cowboy and the publicity you get with that. And who's a bigger star than OBJ, right? So in terms of celebrity status, so absolutely. Jonathan Taylor off the left side there, shaking off the fenders. And oh man, look out, coaches. It is not safe on the sideline there. Picked up 7 yards off the left end there before he's pushed out of bounds. But a 1st down, 1st and 10 at the Dallas 48-yard line. Let's see. Braden says, I wonder what team where Mr. Irrelevant Baker Mayfield will be next season. And so I wonder if Indianapolis might take a look and consider a guy like Baker Mayfield possibly. Consider like in terms of considerations. Well, Houston maybe. I don't have that answer. Jonathan Taylor off the right side here and picks up 5 yards on the play. 6 minutes to go here before the half. Again, Cowboys up 14-10. And let's see, 80 says, A.J. Brown, way bigger star. And so, oh, no doubt about that. No doubt about that, 80s. No doubt about that. To think what could have been if Bill Belichick would have just drafted A.J. Brown instead of N'Keal Harry. What could have been. All right, but here we go. 2nd and 5 here. One back in the backfield. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Ryan up under center. Takes the snap. Play fake. Moving. Throws it. And threw that one away. Just threw that one away. It's getting off the ground. third and 5. All right, so 11 votes in right now. 64% believe the Cowboys. Let's see. Braden says it's a miracle JB didn't trash on Baker Mayfield. LOL. And so there is no reason for JB to trash on Baker. My frustration with him really was from his time in Cleveland that last season because I felt like he held that team back and it just really irked me. But now he's on a team where the expectations are what they are. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Cowboys bring pressure, and Matt Ryan, they have planted this man in the dirt so much, I wouldn't be surprised if little trees start growing everywhere he's been sacked, because he's just been planted in the ground so much. Look at Matt Ryan, heated right now, yelling at the officials here, and I mean, my man has been sacked probably more than he's been in his entire career at this point. All right, let's see. 80 says Deshaun Watson got a massage before the game, at halftime, and after the game. Braden says 25 people here. Absolutely. And let's see. Mike says poll is Baker worst starting quarterback. All right, let me get that poll up there courtesy of Mike. But right now, Indianapolis about to punt the ball. Punts on the way. Let's see. Will there be a return here? Fair catch is symboled and caught at the 12-yard line, and that's where the Cowboys will take over from their own 12-yard line, leading this one 14-10 here in the second quarter with 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go. All right, let's see. The worst. I mean, but technically, I believe that Sam Darnold has been starting lately for the Carolina Panthers, but I'll still put the question up there about Baker Mayfield. But I think Sam Darnold, at least he got the last couple starts. I don't know what's going on in Carolina there. They just wake up and just reassemble the entire quarterback depth chart, to be honest with you. But I think the worst one is Kyle Anderson right now. After what I saw today, yeah, what Houston got going on with him. Let's see. 80 says a tree growing, lol. Let's see. Mike says Colts to the playoffs. And so, Mike, I would have to take a strong look at their schedule. Obviously, they would have to win out the rest of the way, and I still don't think it'll be enough. And looking at the fact that they have 7 losses and 1 tie, I got to say no. I know that they're in second place in their division, but unless they won their division, I don't see them getting in this year. So Indianapolis better off thinking about next year. Let's see. Mike says, who is Kyle Anderson? If I'm not mistaken, I remember Kyle Anderson at one point in time was a quarterback, I believe, with Ron Rivera back when they were trying to replace Cam Newton. I think that they allowed Kyle Allen to be the quarterback in Carolina during that time frame. And so he has a couple starts to his name, but believe me, nothing special about that kid at all. Nothing. Let's see. O says, I would say no. I would say Zach Wilson. And so, ooh, Zach Wilson, Baker Mayfield. That seems like a poll type question right there. Let's see. Mike says Darnold started 1 game. Let's see. Mike says who the 49ers quarterback. And so, well, it looks like it's going to be the rookie Purdy is his name. It looks like he's going to be out there the rest of the way. He did good out there. If he can play to that level ish, I think considering the weapons that they got, he'll be just fine with the 49ers the rest of the way. Let's see. Mike says add Colts last 4 too, please. And so, bet. Yeah, we'll have a lot of things to discuss at halftime for sure. Let's see. But yeah, definitely remind me at halftime, Mike, to go over that for sure. I know you wanted the AFC East remainder of their games, and so and also we'll add Indianapolis to that as well at halftime. All right, but here we go. Prescott takes a snap here and threw a risky pass there, and so Gilmore deflects it, so it's incomplete. I will say this though, as a Patriots fan, I really do miss having Stephon Gilmore. And I remember, old man, when you pointed out how Gilmore, when he's with the Patriots, he matched it up good against Diggs, and he's been the only guy that we've had that has been a good matchup against him. Everybody else gets lit up like a Christmas tree matched up against him, and it's not even close. All right, but here we go. Prescott up under center here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Lamb goes in motion to give it to him on the end of the round and makes a cut. Shakes off a couple guys there and picks up, let's see where they mark him, just shy of the first down marker there. Picked up about 9 yards on the play. 4:15 left to go here in the second quarter. Again, Cowboys up 14-10. All right, they give it to him again off the end. And this time, Lamb picks up 14 yards and a first down here for Dallas. So back-to-back times, they called the same play. And you know what? If it worked the first time, why not call it again? Let's see. 80 says the JB Nation International Halftime Show coming up. Absolutely. Meanwhile, they give it to Zeke, and so Zeke gets back to the line of scrimmage. There's no gain on the play. Second down coming up here, second and 10 from their own 35-yard line. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here before the half. And that time, Indianapolis just did a good job. You see Stewart there getting the penetration to get in the backfield there. That's how you cut off running lanes. But second and 10 here. Shotgun formation, three receivers, one tight end, one back fakes to the back. Prescott throws it and incomplete. CeeDee Lamb took a shot there to the rib, but he got up okay. How did you guys feel about the college football playoff committee's decision in terms of the four teams that are in and the order of the four teams that are in the college football playoffs? How did you guys feel about that? Meanwhile, third and 10 here out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Prescott standing firm, throws it, and it's picked off. Speaking of Gilmore, I mentioned him earlier. And look at him for Indianapolis. Takes it all the way to about the 19-yard line here. And so, wow, what an interception. Gilmore showing he still got it. He still got it. 80 says INT. And that time you got Gallup going against Gilmore. And Gilmore said no more as Gallup fell to the ground there. And yep, you can't have that happen. Let's see, 80 says, man, don't get me started on the college football playoffs. Let me know, 80s. Let me know. What didn't you like? All right, so after that play, Indianapolis with great field position here from the Cowboys' 19-yard line. Ryan takes the snap, going to give it to Taylor. Taylor fighting forward, picks up about 3-4 yards on the carry. Second down coming up. Let's see, Braden says they made the right decision. I was scared they would put Alabama in instead of TCU. And so, yeah, that would have been a mistake there. Mike says who are the four teams? And so, yeah, number 1, Georgia. Number 2, Michigan. Number 3, TCU. And number 4, Ohio State. So that is the four teams that are in the college football playoff. Mike? All right, here we go. Second and 7 here. One back in the backfield here. Multiple tight ends here. Cowboys showing pressure. 5 seconds here on the play clock. Got to snap it. Or not. We're hit with the 2-minute warning there. Wasn't paying attention to that. All right, let's see. Ben says it'll be Ohio State, Michigan 2.0 for all the marbles. Ben. Glad to have you here, Ben. And, hey, I hope that you are correct about that. Nothing would make me more happier than a chance to get revenge against them. That being said, though, we have to go through Georgia, and JB's not liking his chances. Not liking his chances there. Let's see. Braden says 12-team playoff officially starts in 2024. I can't wait for it. I really can't wait for it. And so, do tell me this, though, for the 12-team playoff and how they have it set up. Is it set up to where, like, the four teams that would get the bye week, that they're all, I assume, conference champions and stuff like that, and then we just choose the best 4 out of 5 conferences, I guess, in terms of conference champions? I guess that's how it'll be set up. And so, let's see. Braden says, also, NCAA football won't be coming out 2024. That one right there, Braden, that one right there broke my heart right there to see that they had to delay it for an entire another year. It just hurt to see it. So, let's see. Braden says, 80s is mad Ohio State made it. I know. I understand that. Let's see. Oh, it says, JB, I went back and did the numbers. If I kept my team before trading anyone, I would have only lost 4 games. And so, ouch, Ode. That is tough. That is tough. That is tough. And so, saying what's good with ya? And you say need to get rid of Gallup. He acts too weak, and we need another receiver that complements Lamb. And so Gallup kind of reminds me of what's that guy's name? I know who I'm talking about here. He used to be like the Houston Texans' second receiver back when they had Hopkins, but he kind of sort of disappeared off the map and stuff like that. And so I knew when they made the decision to pay Gallup and get rid of Amari Cooper, I felt like that was a mistake right there because Gallup gets hurt way too often, and then to start off the year hurt. So I agree. I agree. Gallup. I mean, if you keep him there, you're going to need someone else still. You're still going to need someone else. Let's see. Mike says, I am just glad no Notre Dame or Alabama. And so, yes. Let's see. O says, I try to tell everyone the Ohio State Buckeyes winning it all this year. And so Will Fuller, thank you so much there. Oh, that's right, Will Fuller. I think of Michael Gallup and stuff like that almost in the same category there, except Will Fuller, when he's healthy, I think has a little bit more potential than Michael Gallup there, but they're about the same in my opinion. And so, let's see, Saint says Givens. Let's see, 80 says, Braden, Ohio State's only involvement should be watching the games from the locker room. But that's the thing. You got to have 4 teams. So who would you have put in instead? 80s? Would you have put in Alabama? You got to have 4 teams in there. Meanwhile, Ryan looks, throws it, and incomplete. 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 3rd and 7 coming up. Again, ball right now at the 16-yard line here. Tried to throw the ball to Jonathan Taylor there, but it was incomplete. 80 says Syracuse. Now that would have really gave the committee pause in terms of why is this guy sitting at the table with us? Syracuse? They've got no orange left in them to squeeze out this season. No juice left in them. Meanwhile, that pass there by Matt Ryan, incomplete. Tried to hit Granson in the end zone there, but incomplete. So 4th down coming up for Indianapolis. And so basically they had great field position thanks to the interception by Stephon Gilmore. And if they're lucky, they'll be able to capitalize with a field goal, but we'll see if they'll be able to convert on that. And let's see, Braden says, even though I give JB crap about your Buckeyes, they deserve to be in. And so I'll say this. This is big for the Big Ten. I was happy for the Big Ten as a conference to have 2 teams in there. And that the first team to do that outside of the SEC. So I am happy for the Big Ten in that regard. Meanwhile, though, the field goal, it had to be tipped or something, but it's good. So 14-13 is our score here with a minute 47 left to go in the second quarter. But Cowboys will be able to run their 2-minute offense, and let's see how they do with it. They got all 3 timeouts. They're up 14-13. Let's see how they do with it. 80 says Ryan sucks, bench him. But again, still right now currently at the commercial here. And so, meanwhile, let's go ahead and look at how everybody's been doing so far today. So we'll start with Indianapolis. Matt Ryan, 5 of 9 right now for 85 yards, 1 touchdown. He's been sacked twice so far in this one. On the ground for Indianapolis, Jonathan Taylor has 12 carries for 55 yards. Deion Jackson has 2 carries for 6 yards as well. So Indianapolis, as a team, has 61 rushing yards. Meanwhile, for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, 9 of 15. And he's got himself 91 yards. He's also got 1 touchdown, 1 interception, which led to the field goal to Indianapolis just capitalized on as well. And for the rushing game for Dallas here, Tony Pollard, 8 carries, 34 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Zeke, 8 carries, 34 yards. CeeDee Lamb had 2 carries, 23 yards. Again, those are back-to-back carries on reverses. And so as a team, they have a total of 18 carries for 91 yards so far in this one. Receiving-wise, CeeDee Lamb, 2 catches, 42 yards. Noah Brown, 2 catches, 15 yards. Zeke's got a catch for 11 yards. Dalton Schultz, he's got 1 catch for 11 yards as well. Tony Pollard, 1 catch for 10 yards. Michael Gallup, 1 catch, 7 yards. And so you can't have that from your number 2 receiver. Even if it is at halftime or almost halftime there, you need a little bit more production from Gallup in that area. For Indianapolis, though, Alec Pierce is 1 catch for 45 yards. Kellen Granson, 2 catches, 15 yards. Ashton Doolin, he's got the 14-yard touchdown reception. Michael Pittman Jr., 1 catch, 11 yards. You got to have more than that from your number 1 receiver. Got to have more than that from Michael Pittman Jr. But that's all you got right there in the passing game for Indianapolis. And so let's see. Mike says, "Does Spencer Rattler get drafted?" Poll, please. And so, all right, yeah. Let me go ahead and put that as a poll question. Meanwhile, we're getting ready here for the kickoff. All right, so kickoff there, no return. So Cowboys will take over from their own 25-yard line. All right, again, putting up the poll question here. All right, so here we go out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Prescott here with the football. Going to dump it to the back. Tony Pollard with the reception and spins out of bounds after picking up 5 yards on a play. 2nd and 5 right now from their own 30-yard line. They've got a minute and 42 seconds to go, so clock management will be key moving forward here for the Cowboys. All right, so let's see. 80 says Michigan 45, Ohio State question mark, LOL. Let's see. 80 says Mike, he needs to stay in college. Meanwhile, Prescott looking, gonna take a deep shot here and overthrows Michael Gallup there. Only thing that Gallup succeeded in doing on that play is burning some calories there, so incomplete. 3rd down coming up. And honestly, this is what they have a guy like Michael Gallup for. This is supposed to be what he excels at, something like this, in which it was honestly there. The opportunity was there, but just not on the same page. All right, but here we go here. They're going to put Tony Pollard out right here. Takes a snap. Colts send 4. Prescott, up, they got him. They got him for the sack. And so now it's going to be Indianapolis thinking about the clock now. So great job getting the sack there. You call your timeout and get ready to have the ball back with about a minute, 20 seconds to work with before the half. Let's see. 80 says Mike, he needs to stay in college. Let's see. 80 says burning calories or getting his steps in, LOL. Sack lunch. All right, so 4th down here. Cowboys getting ready to punt the ball. Snap is good. Hold is good. Punts on the way. Got some distance to it. Caught at his own 24-yard line. Tries to make a move here and still in his feet. Gets brought down at about the 27-yard line, and that's where Indianapolis will take over with a minute and 19 seconds left to go and 2 timeouts to work with. And so now we are currently right now at the commercial. Let's see how the poll is going. Let's see. Mike says Dolphins needed to be humbled. And so, yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, 49ers, like they did it with Jimmy G getting hurt. With Jimmy getting hurt. You had the sensei versus the student in that matchup, and 49ers prevailed. Let's see, Mike says if he can stay in college, he should. And so, I mean, I recommend, especially if you know that you're not going to be like a top 10 pick or something like that, or at least for sure a first rounder, stay in college. Now that you're able to make money from your own likeness, enjoy the experience. There's a lot of kids that once they get drafted, I mean, they just flat out like are not the same. You never know how your career is going to go and stuff like that. So if you can enjoy your experience, I say go for it. Let's see. Braden says, I think Spencer Rattler should play one more season in college. And so, agree. I agree with that. 80 says, I agree, Braden. Let's see. Mike says, Dolphins beat Ravens. How did that go? And so, well, you know how the Ravens like to do in the fourth quarter. They like to give up leads when they do lose. So everybody that they've lost to, they had a double two-score lead and just let it drop. Just let it drop. But again, we're still right now currently at the commercial, so not missing any action here. Still got a minute and 19 seconds left to go here before the half. Now, Indianapolis is down by 1 point. Score is 14-13. But after that punt, they'll have the football here. So Matt Ryan and company will have an opportunity to try to see if they can take the lead here before the half. Let's see. Braden says, hey, JB in fantasy, who took over Willis Skillet's team? And so, yeah, so for Willis Skillet's team, I just had somebody to come in and just finish out this season there and stuff like that. Someone that I know personally. And then after that, like that team's going to be dropped. I've already made up my mind, like the four teams that are going to be dropped pretty much after this season. We're going to downsize to 16. 20 was just too much. And when you have 20 people, everybody's not going to keep checking their stuff. So we're going to downsize to 16. We're, we're gonna have pretty much a Black Friday, like as soon as the season's over. All right. Meanwhile, Matt Ryan throws it. It's gonna be incomplete. Incomplete to Jonathan Taylor there. So we got second and 10 coming up right now. Again, second quarter, a minute 15 seconds left to go. Got to be smart with the clock management here, but first and foremost, got to move the ball. Let's see, Eddie says, JB, if you have a son, will you name him Dakotas after Dakotas Crawford? That's not happening. That is not happening. Mike says Bills were down a junk load to the Ravens. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Baltimore. They've lost their juice on offense. They really have. All right, but third and 10. Takes a snap out of the shotgun, throws it. It's completed. Paris Campbell, and he's going to pick up the first down there. Big first down there, because if you don't make that first down, you punt the ball and get the ball right back to Dallas there, and that is not what Indianapolis wanted to do. So a big time first down. Got out of bounds, saved the timeout. Good play. Let's see. Braden says, I know a couple of teams that doesn't look like they've checked their teams, and so yeah, and some of those teams look like they're even contending for a playoff spot. So it's crazy. Meanwhile, Ryan throws the ball incomplete. Alec Pierce, the rookie from Cincinnati, the intended receiver on the play. Second and 10 coming up here. A minute and 3 seconds left here before the half. How is your team doing this week in fantasy, Braden? I didn't even check everybody else's stuff because my team is getting clobbered this week in that fantasy league. So, all right, but second and 10. Matt Ryan making adjustments here. Takes the snap, throws it. Ball tipped. Oh, it's intercepted. It's intercepted by the Cowboys. He's still running. He's still running. And goes out of bounds. His own teammate pretty much assists him out of bounds on that one by getting in his way. But 53 seconds left, three timeouts there, and what a costly mistake by Matt Ryan there. Tried to go to Alec Pierce again. Ball got tipped up in the air, and hey, that tip drill, that's why you do it. Picked off. Let's see. Braden says you might sneak into the playoffs. And so that would be nice, Braden. I would love if we played in the first round in fantasy football to playoff. I'm highly concerned about my team. You look at my team and stuff like that. We may be the one seed, but believe me, if we play the wrong opponent, it's going to be one and done for my team in fantasy. All right, let's see. When did he step out of bounds? His own teammate responsible, getting in the way. Mike says, Lee getting crazy. You can expect your team to play at a high level, and that's right, 1 week out, 18 weeks. I think they should have two bye weeks when you go to 18 games. And so I agree. If it goes to 18 games, get you two bye weeks. I would love to see that happen. It should be about who's the best team, not who's the most healthiest team, because everybody should at least have a chance, a couple of times throughout the year to take a break, especially if it does go to 18 games. So I'm right there with you. 80 says, Matty not ice. But what an interception that was. To me, he secured that catch. Let's see. Braden says, I'm going to win ugly this week. It looks like against Willis Kelly's former team. And so, hey, a win is a win. You never know. Mike says, will Mexico get a team who first international team, Canada, Mexico, Germany, or England? And so that would be a good question in terms of who would be the first of those four to get one. Meanwhile, Zeke with the carry takes it to the 20-yard line. They have three timeouts there, so they can afford to do a play like that, considering where they are. Call a timeout. Let's see. Braden says, my team is really inconsistent. Mike says, Bills battled tons of injuries. All right, but 50 seconds here remaining here. Cowboys with two timeouts. Again, they lead this one 14-13 here in the second quarter with 50 seconds to go. And again, Dallas had used their first timeout, two timeouts remaining. Let's see what they dial up here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back, 2nd and 4. Shotgun formation, trips at the bottom of the formation. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion towards the top of the screen. They take the snap, throws it to CeeDee Lamb, and that's going to be a reception and a first down. Picked up about 6 yards on the play. Hurrying up here. There's 38 seconds now. 35 seconds. They got two timeouts here, but they're trying to preserve it. 30 seconds here. Takes a snap, looking, gonna throw it, and incomplete. He gave his guy an opportunity. That was Schultz, the intended target on the play, the tight end, incomplete over the middle. But he had his hands on the ball, so he had an opportunity to make that catch. 24 seconds remaining here before the half. Oh, great job by Franklin to knock that ball out there. I see it there where he just got enough on it to knock that ball out. All right, 2nd and 10 here. Shotgun formation for the Cowboys. Takes a snap here, gives it up the middle to Zeke, and so Zeke going to pick up a yard on the play. They're going to have to burn a timeout here, and they do. That's their second. All right, so another timeout was called. And again, we got the halftime coming up here. So at the halftime's a perfect time to start looking at some teams' schedule the rest of the way for the remainder of this season and see where they stand. Courtesy of Mike's request to look at the AFC East schedule. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the poll here. So most people believe a third or fourth round pick. Prescott gets the football here, looking on the move. Throws it. It is caught by Michael Gallup, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Cowboys. I believe that to be his second catch of the game. Yeah, two catches, 20 yards, and now a touchdown. That drive right there, 5 plays, 26 yards, took 40 seconds there, and they were able to score a touchdown. Again, this drive started off an interception, a turnover. You cannot make mistakes. You cannot make mistakes. They will cost you. All right, we got the extra point attempt coming up here for the Cowboys. And it is good. So the Cowboys now lead 21 to 13 over Indianapolis here. 13 seconds left here before the half. And so now for Dak Prescott, he is 12 of 20 so far in this game, 115 yards, two passing touchdowns, and one interception. Also sacked once as well. All right, and again with 13 seconds here before the half, Indianapolis will get the ball here. I assume that once they get it, that they'll go ahead and just run out this clock and take it to the half. But let's see what happens here first. We've seen quite a few crazy things happen on kickoff, so let's see if we get something crazy on this return. Kickoff on the way, and he will bring it out. He's at the 5, the 15 still running, 25, and brought down at about the 27. But there is a penalty here. 8 seconds remaining here before the half. All right, so that's going to be holding there against the return team. Let's see. Mike says that he liked Mac Jones. Now, do you like Mac Jones as in for the Patriots, or do you like Mac Jones because of what the Bills do to him? All right, so yeah, as expected, Matt Ryan's going to come out, take a knee here, and take this one to the half. So yes, at halftime here, Dallas leads 21 to 13 over the Indianapolis Colts so far in this one. And so far, honestly, in that first half, it comes down to mistakes. You know, when Indianapolis has made mistakes, Dallas has been able to capitalize of those mistakes. And so that has been partially some of it right there. But overall, they're pretty competitive first half there. So hopefully the second half will continue to be more of the same. And so now that we're at halftime, let's go ahead and quickly go over the stats here. So for Dallas, Dak Prescott, as I mentioned, 12 of 20 for 115 yards, two passing touchdowns, one interception, sacked once. Indianapolis, Matt Ryan, 6 of 14, 98 yards through the air, one touchdown, had an interception, sacked twice. On the ground, as a team for Indianapolis, 15 carries for 60 yards. Jonathan Taylor responsible for 55 of those yards on the ground. For the Cowboys, 20 carries, 98 yards on the ground as a team. You have Zeke right now, 10 carries, 41 yards. Tony Pollard, 8 carries, 34 yards, and a touchdown. And plus CeeDee Lamb as well, 2 carries for 23 yards. And also tack on 3 receptions for CeeDee Lamb for 48 yards and a receiving touchdown for him. Michael Gallup also has a receiving touchdown. Also, he's got 2 catches for 20 yards plus his touchdown. And for Indianapolis, it is Austin Doolin with the 14-yard touchdown reception. And only one person has caught more than one catch for Indianapolis, and that is Kalen Granson. He's got 2 catches for 15 yards. So a lot of things to clean up here for both teams there at the half, but right now, one possession lead for the Dallas Cowboys, 21 to 13. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up the schedule real quick to go through a couple schedules. All right, so what I'm about to do is pull up some of these schedules here to show the remainder of the schedules for some of these teams here. All right, so I'm going to start off with the AFC East since Mike requested that I talk about the remainder of the games for all the teams in the AFC East. So I will start off with the New England Patriots first. And so, fresh off of their loss to the Buffalo Bills, they will be playing in yet another primetime game, in which this will be what, the fourth straight week of a primetime game, or third, something like that. But Patriots versus Cardinals, which will be Monday, December the 12th. Patriots will be on the road at Arizona. And then off of after that, they will play down at the Las Vegas Raiders. It'll be a reunion of Josh McDaniels versus the Patriots in that one. And then December 24th, you've got the Bengals going on the road at the Patriots. January 1st, the Dolphins on the road at New England. And then January 8th, it'll be the Patriots on the road at the Buffalo Bills that final week. And so that is the remainder of the schedule for the New England Patriots there. All right, so next up, let me pull up the Miami Dolphins here. All right, so looking at the remainder of the schedule for the Miami Dolphins here. So obviously, they lost today against the 49ers team, but obviously, both of those teams entered into that matchup. We're doing pretty good leading up to that one. They'll be on the road at the Chargers, their next contest. And so that will be a very good matchup there. I'm pretty sure that's the kind of matchup that will definitely impact, some type of seeding. Because if the Chargers can beat the Dolphins there, then, hey, maybe that helps out a team like Buffalo. You never know. But that Dolphins Chargers game, it may end up being a game that, you look towards that last week of the season, you'll remember that, oh, the Dolphins and the Chargers, they did play. So that's gonna be a game with heavy playoff implications and stuff like that. One would have to assume and stuff like that. So especially going out to the Chargers, we'll see how that looks. Justin Herbert versus Tua, two quarterbacks from the same draft class. We'll see how that plays out. And then after that, December 18th, Miami on the road at Buffalo. One has to consider what's the weather conditions going to be in that game. How will that play a role there? But Josh Allen, I know he's going to be hungry in that matchup against Miami, considering how things played out that first time around. So that'll be a really big one there. And these two teams, you look at them record-wise, they are so close to each other. So Dolphins at the Bills, that's going to be a must-see type of game. And then Packers on the road at the Dolphins. Packers, as of late, playing a little bit better here. So we'll see, if they can get it together by December 25th. But Packers at Miami, I personally feel like Miami in that game, they've got the edge in that one. It's at Miami as well. And then January 1st, Dolphins at the Patriots there. And so going down there in January, that'll be very interesting there. But hopefully the Patriots have an offense by then. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not liking how that would look if we don't have an offense. So hopefully our offense can figure things out by then. And then the Jets and the Dolphins play January 8th to end the season. It'll be down in Miami. And so can Mike White provide some magic for the Jets there, in which that could be a game that honestly the Jets could be playing for their playoff lives, honestly. Like you really don't know at that last game. So that's going to be another game there that's going to have so much implications on there. And so, Ernie, what's good with you? What's good with you? And you say you're on the. I'm sorry. You say you're on the road. Who scored the Cowboys' third touchdown? And so the third touchdown for the Cowboys, that one went to Michael. That one went to Michael Gallup. That one went to Gallup. So Gallup did have that touchdown in the end zone. So yeah, Michael Gallup got that third touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys to give them that 21-13 lead there. So yeah, good old Gallup for his second catch of the game. So. And so, James, what's good with you? You said, let's go Cowboys. And so, yeah, let me know, James, how do you feel about OBJ? Do you want OBJ to go to the Cowboys? Do you feel like you got enough already with what you got with the Cowboys? Let me know, how do you feel particularly about OBJ? And let's see, Ernie says traveling. Work, work, work. And so, hey, I feel you there. I definitely feel you there. So definitely I'll do my best every time there's a Dallas Cowboy touchdown to let you know who got it. I tell you what, though, Ernie, I should have started Dak Prescott in my fantasy football league. I really should have. I went with Lamar Jackson. that messed my team up, and so I am paying the consequences. I might can still win if Chris Olave doesn't do anything, but I learned my lesson. I'm starting Dak the rest of the way because I don't know what's going on with Lamar and company. But Cowboys, though, I really would like to see if the Cowboys picked up, like OBJ or something like that, or even if not, they're going to be an exciting team the rest of this way. I really like that combination of having Zeke and Tony Pollard, especially when Tony Pollard gets more carries and stuff like that, and he's playing explosive. I like what they're doing as of late. There's some exciting teams that honestly I feel like in the NFC, like there are some teams that are on the rise right now. The Cowboys are certainly one of those teams that's up there. You look at the playoff picture, Cowboys atop the wild card standings right there. You've got the Giants there. I feel like the Giants have kind of been cooling off as of late and stuff like that. But you look at those teams there. If I'm one of those 1 through 4 teams at the top, I don't want to play the Cowboys there. If I could avoid it, I'm definitely trying to do that. But absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so that was the remainder of the Dolphins schedule. So let me go ahead and pull up the Jets schedule here. All right, let's see. Ernie says, you got to meet Larry Brown yesterday in your hometown. Hey, that's what's up. Legendary Larry Brown. There's so much respect for Larry Brown. So much respect for him. And so that must have been awesome. How was that like? How was that like? All right, so let's pull up the Jet schedule. And again, right now, we're not missing anything as we currently are at halftime right now. And of course, Cowboys up right now 21-13 in this matchup. Cowboys dropped 14 points in the second quarter, while Indianapolis had 3 points in the second quarter. So Cowboys, if they can keep this up offensively, and we know how Dallas can do. When Dallas gets hot, look out. So let's see in the second half if they'll get hot. But let's see. For the Jets, the remainder of their schedule, you've got the Jets going on the road December 11th at the Buffalo Bills. And so Jets got him that first time. But with Mike White in there at quarterback, I still feel like this is a game that Josh Allen and the Bills will be up for this one. I mean, they were up last time, but Josh Allen has a revenge list and he's checking it twice. It's going to be down in Buffalo as well. I think the Bills, will win that one, but I think it'll be a nice, fun matchup to watch. You've got the Lions and the Jets, and you never know what you're going to get when the Lions play. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, if that offense goes out there and looks great, then look out. But if not, I mean, that's going to be an interesting one. Lions at the Jets. The Lions have that potential for an upset in that one there, but with the Jets defense and stuff, we'll have to see. And then you've got the Jaguars at the Jets. Definitely feel like the Jets going to win that one. Jets on the road at the Seahawks January 1st. Now that can be a very interesting game, as I'm sure that the Seahawks will be in must-win mode for their playoff hopes during that time. So we'll see how that plays out. And of course, ending the year January 8th on the road at Miami. So yeah, there are some winnable games on the schedule there for the Jets. Some real winnable games there. I feel like the must wins, and by must wins is in your favorite in those games, so you can't afford to slip up. The Lions and the Jaguars, you can't afford to slip those up. You're gonna have to steal either one against the Seahawks or the Dolphins or the Bills. I feel like you're gonna have to steal one, maybe even two out of those if you're the Jets. So we'll see how that plays out. And so let's see, Black Medicine, what's good with you? Let's see. Black says, poor Matt Ryan doing everything he can. You say this living legend is leaving his all on the field. And let's see. Ernie says, got my picks and autographs. And so, bet. Let's see. 80 says, how many times is he checking his list? Oh, he's checking it quite a few times, 80. He's checking it quite a few times. And let's see. Ernie says, Tony Hill and Dixon Edwards were also there. And so, oh man, that is great, though. That is awesome. Let's see. James says, yo, appreciate you. I'm on the road sitting here, the Flying J's truck stop, and I just came across your channel. And so, bet, hey, appreciate you, though. Appreciate you. You said great work, however. I'm from Harrison, Pennsylvania, 4 blocks from Mika Parsons. Hey, good old Mika Parsons. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. And so, by chance, does this mean that you also root for teams like Penn State and stuff like that when it comes to the collegiate teams and stuff like that? But hey, definitely let me know, favorite basketball team, college teams, all that stuff. Let us know for sure. Absolutely. But again, right now, currently still at halftime. And so, but this NFL season is just going by so quickly. Like you think about college football, like how quickly college football season has just flied by. And so now we're already looking at bowl games and stuff like that. Football season is just wrapping up so quickly. But this NFL season, there's been so many teams that are so close in terms of like being even. It's insane. It is insane how many close teams that there are. All right, but there is one more team that I must look at right now when it comes to the rest of their schedule, and that is the Buffalo Bills for the AFC East. All right, so let's take a look here at Buffalo. So at home, December 11th against the Jets, as we discussed, I could see Buffalo, getting that one. That would give them a split with the Jets. The Dolphins and the Bills, it's going to be at Buffalo December 18th. And so, of those two games with the Jets and the Dolphins, I'm for sure got them winning at least one, but I feel like they could win two. But that Dolphins and Bills game, that's going to be an exciting one. An exciting one. And then December 24th, the Bills and the Bears. Now, going on the road at the Bears, Justin Fields has been on a tear. But that being said, for some reason, the Bears keep finding themselves losing games. So I expect that to continue against a team like Buffalo, who's getting, more and more healthier defensively as it goes. And I feel like they got the pieces that it would take to try to shut down a guy like Justin Fields, or at least more pieces than most of the teams that have already beaten the Chicago Bears. But it will be in Chicago, December 24th. So we'll see what the weather looks like at that time. Bills on the road January 2nd at the Cincinnati Bengals. And so, hey, another rematch right there. Last year's playoff on their mind. And so we just saw the Bengals have a big win. That one right there is going to be very interesting to see the Bills and the Bengals play each other there, especially now that Jamar Chase, he's back. He looks like Jamar Chase there. And so at Cincinnati, on top of things, that's going to be why that's going to be a game. And then January 8th, the game that I'm personally dreading right now, Patriots on the road at the Bills there. And so, yeah, I think we all know what to expect in that one there. But, yeah, JB's going to kindly refrain from talking too much about that one there. But, yeah, so the Bills definitely have at least, I'd say, a good four games that they should win out of the rest of the schedule. But I'm thinking more like five. They'll at least win five of their remaining games. I'm sorry, about four of their remaining games, three or four, because there is 5 games left. So about four of those five, I got the Bills winning that. Maybe on the road at Cincinnati. I feel like Cincinnati might win that one, but hey, you never know. You never know. And so let's see. Let's see. James says, yes, sir, salute. And so bet I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Let's see. Braden says former Packers receiver James Jones in the chat. And so you already know. You already know. And let's see, Mike says strongest Bills D of the year, even with loss of Vaughn. And so good old Von Miller, man. That's right. I am missing Von Miller. And let's see, 80 says Monday Night Football prediction. And so, you know what? The Saints and the Buccaneers. I got the Buccaneers winning that one, but I think it'll be a obviously low. I think it'll be a low scoring game, but the Buccaneers win it. Final score being about, I'm gonna say 17 to 10, 17 to 10, or 20 to 10, something like that. Buccaneers over the Saints. All right, but that's a great poll question, so let me put it up there. Meanwhile, second half here is on the way. We already got a holding on the kick return here. All right, so let's see. All right, so I'm gonna put the poll question up here. In terms of tomorrow's game, Monday Night Football, who's gonna win? The Saints or the Bucks? All right, so here we go. Matt Ryan and company here. Gonna start things off offensively here to get the third quarter on the way. Jonathan Taylor in the backfield here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Tight end goes in motion. They snap the ball. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor brought down in the backfield. Dallas got in the backfield. They grabbed him, and there was nothing he could do. Williams with the tackle. He lost about about a yard in the play. Second down coming up. and the battle at the line of scrimmage. Honestly, I feel like every time a team has scored, it's because they have won that battle at the line of scrimmage there. But man, when you let a team get in the backfield like that, that's tough to overcome. But here we go. Trips towards the bottom of the formation here. Ryan in the shotgun takes the snap. Cowboys sending pressure. Ryan throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. Once again, targeting Alec Pierce, but hey, they're doing a tremendous job guarding Alec Pierce. Every time he throws near Alec Pierce, it looks funky, sort of. Like it's just not working today for Matt Ryan. But now we got 3rd and 11 coming up. Let's see. Braden says you got the Saints winning because the Saints have the Buccaneers number. Eddie says, Braden, I'm sorry, the Bucks. And so I got the Bucks winning because I don't think the Bucks are going to win like the next 2 weeks after that. If I remember correctly, their schedule, so they got to win this one. All right. Meanwhile, they give it to Taylor, and Taylor's going to pick up about a yard or two on the carry. However, that's going to bring up 4th down. So the Cowboys defense, they force a 3-and-out. And Indianapolis will have to punt the ball deep from their own territory. So that time they just called the draw play out of the shotgun there, hoping to catch him off guard, but honestly just trying to protect Matt Ryan. So now we've got the punt unit out there. And we'll get to see what the Cowboys do with the ball here for the first time in the second half. Punt's on the way. Will we get a return? And he catches at the 49-yard line, but he called a fair catch. And so they will take over from the Colts 49-yard line. So Dallas offense will come out here, and let's see how they do to start things off here in the second quarter. If they can pick up where they left off at the end of the second quarter. Let's see. 80 says, Braden, if Tampa Bay wins for JB's next stream, you have to change your profile pic to Tom Brady. Let's see. Mike says, Bucks may be the worst record ever to make the playoffs. And so, Mike, I can see that. I ultimately can see that being the case. I definitely can see that being the case. Meanwhile, we are at the commercial right now. So let us take a look really quickly at the Buccaneers' remaining schedule, if I can pull it up really quickly. I just want to see the rest of their schedule the rest of the way. All right, so since we're at the commercial, we got the time really quickly. So obviously they're going to be playing the Saints tomorrow. And then, December 11th, they're going down to the 49ers. I got the 49ers winning that one. December 18th, they've got the Bengals going down to Tampa Bay. So the Bengals should, win that one. And then December 25th, they'll be on the road at the Arizona Cardinals. And so I can see if Tampa Bay is going to win that one. I can see that. January 1st at home against the Panthers. Yeah, well, I'd like to say they'll win that one, but you never know. And then January 8th at Atlanta, in which, as far as I know, that game could be for the division title. And so, yeah, but that's their remainder schedule. So they have a tough slate coming up here, especially with the 49ers and the Bengals. That could be back-to-back losses, so they need to beat the Saints tomorrow. 80 says Matt Ryan is so bad. All right, so 80% through 5 votes right now are leaning towards the Bucks. I'll leave it up a little bit longer. But again, score right now, Dallas up 21-13. When we come back from the commercial, it'll be Dallas football for the first time in the second half. I mean, look at that. Cowboys first in the NFL in the last 5 games with Dak Prescott with 34 points a game. He's been on a tear with the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion here, going to take the snap. Call the draw play for Zeke. Zeke off the left guard, going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. But there is a penalty. There is a penalty. That's going to be offensive holding. All right, so they're going to call it on the rookie tight end, Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin. Let's see, Mike says, if lose to Saints, I see a path to the playoffs for the Panthers, who are better than the Falcons and the Saints. So, Mike, do you really feel that way about the Panthers potentially to make it there? I know that they're, your backup team there, but Do you really feel that way? All right, here we go. Shotgun here from their own 41-yard line. Takes the snap. Going to give it to Zeke. Zeke up the middle. And Zeke is going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry. Now we're looking at 2nd and 16 right now from the Cowboys 45-yard line. Again, that holding penalty is what moved them back. And so now they're going to have to try to pick up the first down and overcome that penalty. All right, so here we go. Prescott up under center here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back in the backfield here. Play fake. Prescott with it. Prescott throws it. And it's going to be completed there to the back. He dumped it off, and it's going to be a pickup of about 2 yards on the play. That was Zeke with the reception here. We got third down coming up. So third and about 13 coming up. Ball right now at the Dallas 48-yard line. All right, so here we go. Shotgun formation here. Going to be five wide. Takes the snap, throws it, and Tony Pollard drops the ball. Incomplete. And fourth down coming up. So 4th and 13. Cowboys will have to punt the ball back to Indianapolis. Again, Cowboys leading right now 21-13. Let's see, Mike says Panthers terrible, but someone got to win, JB. And so you're right about that. If it's not the Bucks, I think the Falcons do it. If it's not the Bucks, I think the Falcons do it. Punts on the way. Fair catch is symboled and is caught at the 10-yard line. So Indianapolis will take over from their own 10-yard line. This will be their second possession of the second half. Let's see, Mike says they are the second best, and Brady heading back to Patriots next year. And so, I mean, I don't know why he would want to come back, honestly. It doesn't make sense why he would want to come back right now. I don't know if he's watching the games lately, but I don't know why he'd want to come back. I mean, he's got to know Matt Patricia running, calling the plays is not the answer. So I don't know why he'd want to come back there unless he plans on just signing for a day to retire. I don't know why he'd want to come back. All right, 8 votes in. So we've got so far 75% for the Bucks. And so Lewis, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you doing? It is good to see Lewis back here on the stream. But again, still right now, currently at the commercial. Indianapolis ball when we come back from the commercial. Let's see, Lewis says, where you been, JB? And so, yeah, JB has just been battling like a lot of health conditions and stuff like that, believe me. And so, but JB's back. I'm glad to be back. I am glad to be back. Definitely missed it. Missed you guys for sure. And so, absolutely. But yeah, JB's been going through it. And so, 80 says, Lewis. And so, you already know. You already know. I'm pretty sure Lewis don't won about thousands of dollars today. But again, Indianapolis to take over from their own 10-yard line here. And so this offense has got to get going. Matt Ryan, he's at like, he doesn't even have 100 yards passing right now. He's only connected with one receiver more than once, and that was the tight end, Kyle Granson. So Matty Ice got to step it up here. But I imagine in the second half, if Indianapolis doesn't find a way to score early here to where they can continue to run the ball and keep the ground game involved, things can get very scary with Micah Parsons and company chasing Matt Ryan. But that time they give the ball there to Paris Campbell off the end around, and he's going to pick up 2 yards on the play. Second down coming up, 2nd and 8 Ball at the 12-yard line of Indianapolis here in the third quarter with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go. All right, they're already lined up here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back in the backfield. Ryan up under center. Jonathan Taylor is the back in the backfield. They snap the ball here, going to give it to Taylor, and Taylor moving. Oh, wow. Taylor making guys miss. I don't even know how he got that open, honest. Well, that, open now. The ball did come out, but he was down. But, man, I mean, cameraman was confused. I was confused. Wow. It's almost like my man teleported mid-play with that juke move that he did to get open. Let's see. 80 says, JB, I did have a lot of drinks last night. I was hungover this morning. Guess whose fault it was? It was Braden's fault, I'm going to guess. Meanwhile, Taylor here with the carry off the draw and up the middle, fighting for every yard he can. Picks up 4 yards on the play. Let's see. Braden says, we still own you, Lewis. Taking a shot at Lewis's Bears. I really woke up thinking that today was going to be the day that the Bears take control of their own, I guess you can say, franchise, but that was not the case. All right, 2nd and 4 here. Ryan up under center, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Ball right now at their own 35-yard line. 10 seconds here on the play clock. Cowboys showing pressure. Ryan has it. Going to dump it off to Jonathan Taylor out the backfield, and Taylor gets brought down a yard shy of the first down, but he picked up 5 yards on the reception. So now we've got 3rd and about 2 coming up here. Let's see. 80 says, yes, Braden's fault too. Let's see. Braden says it wasn't. Lewis says, you don't own me. Packers might own the Bears, but y'all don't own me, son. And so Lewis speaking up. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, here we go. 3rd and 2. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, looking, throws it, and Alec Pierce with the reception this time. The last couple passes in his direction just were incompletion, so it's good to see him get the rookie involved on that play. It's a first down for Indianapolis. Picked up about 14 yards on the play. All right, Ryan up under center here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Campbell goes in motion. Going to give it to Taylor. Taylor up the middle. Picks up a yard on the play. Cowboys defense stops that. So we're here in the third quarter. There's 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Again, Cowboys up 21-13. Let's see. Lewis says higher draft pick. Bears tanking. Tell me this, Lewis. What do you want to see the Bears do early in the upcoming draft to help improve? What do you want to see the Bears improve upon the most early in next year's draft? All right, but here we go to the shotgun here. 2 receivers towards the top of the screen. They take the snap. Cowboys sending pressure. Ryan throws it. And it's completed to Paris Campbell for the first down. Picked up 10 yards on the play. So now we got first down here. And they are on the Cowboys side of the field. Let's see. Braden says, I will say, though, the Bears are going to be better next year with all the cap space they have. 80 says, Lewis Justin Fields, I think, will be an all-pro quarterback in the future. And so I agree. I agree. All right, Ryan up under center. Up, there's some movement. There's some movement here on Indianapolis that's going to back them up 5 yards there and kill what little momentum that they've currently got right now. That could be a big one. Let's see if they can overcome it, though. But yeah, I mean, 80's spot on there. I completely agree when it comes to Justin Fields there. And so, especially you go through the offseason there, get him a little bit better offensive line there, continue to work with that, let him progress more. I'm excited to see what he's going to do, and I definitely pray for his health because, I mean, he loves the run. And so I just hope that he continues to get stronger and can take that contact in the long run. Meanwhile, Ryan tried to dump it to Jackson out the backfield. Jackson saw 3 defenders in front of him, said, we don't want the smoke, and just dropped that one. All right, so after that incompletion, it is second and 15 coming up here in the third quarter with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Again, the Cowboys up 21-13, but Indianapolis right now from the Cowboys 41-yard line. They call a screen for Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, I see space in front of him. I see a first down, and he takes it all the way to about the 21-yard line there. Big play, an excellent play call there by the offensive coordinator there, calling the screen there because Dallas was definitely getting aggressive coming after Matt Ryan. So that time, give the ball to Jonathan Taylor, put some linemen in front of him, and watch him go to work. Let's see, Lewis says, add a better receiver, improve the O line, and draft a couple of good defensive linemen. Meanwhile, Taylor on the carry, going to lose 2 yards on the play. So we got second and 12 coming up. Ball right now at the Dallas 24-yard line. I mean, so far on this possession, they've had the football for more than 5 minutes in terms of time of possession of the clock. They've ran about 10 plays already. And so this team is melting the clock here and keeping Dallas offense on the sideline as they continue to fight for these first downs. But here we go, shotgun. Ryan takes a snap here. Cowboys sending four. Ryan throws it, and that's going to be completed to Paris Campbell. And so he seems to have built some type of chemistry here with Paris Campbell. And so let's see if that lasts the rest of the way. But Matt Ryan's showing if you give him some time, he can get you a little bit of passes here. They snap the ball out of the shotgun here. Jonathan Taylor tries to go to the right side here. I thought he was going to get the first, but that Dallas defense swarmed to the ball, shut it down. Fourth down coming up. What are you going to do? Do you kick the field goal and play it safe, or do you go for it? Do you go for it? And so let's see. Mike says how many thumbs up we got right now. Let me see, Mike. Give me 1 second to check it out, and let's take a look. All right, so right now we're at 23 thumbs up there, Mike. 23 thumbs up here for JB Nation. All right, but here we go here. Ryan up under center here. Multiple tight ends. Watch out for the quarterback sneak here. Tight end goes in motion. One back in the backfield, and it is a quarterback sneak. It is a quarterback sneak. He picked up that 1 yard. There was just some way about how Matt Ryan was his stance up under center looked on that play that told me this was quarterback sneak. So if I was a defensive player, I would have definitely been like, all right, this is a quarterback sneak. Because the way he was, and there was a guy on the end that gave that play away, because they don't do that on normal running plays. And so, Kenneth, what's good with you? What's good with you? And Kenneth said, I just subscribed to your channel, my new friend. And so, hey, glad to have you here, part of JB Nation. And thank you so much for joining. Let us know who's your favorite team from NFL team, college football, college basketball, NBA, all of that stuff. Let me know all of your favorite teams. But glad that you are subscribed to the JB Nation. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Lewis says Colts gonna win this game. So Lewis got the Colts winning this one. Mike says 4-1. Always do a quarterback sneak. Always. And so I say almost always. If I'm going against the Eagles and that interior that they got this year, I might have to think about that potentially. But hey, more times than not, let's just fall for it. Especially if you trust your interior of the offensive line. But here we go here. Second and 13 for Indianapolis out of the shotgun. Take the snap. Ryan looking. Ryan throws it into the end zone. And oh, wow. That is caught for a touchdown. Alec Pierce, the rookie receiver from Cincinnati, with the touchdown catch. 15 yards in the end zone. That drive, 15 plays, 90 yards, and 8 minutes in terms of time of possession. Now, they are down by 2. So do you go ahead and go for the 2 points now? Or do you just take the extra point there and be down by 1? Me personally, I'm going for 2. But hey, we'll see. Let's see. Lewis says, Kenneth, welcome. And so Braden says, what a catch. Yeah, what a catch. What a catch. 80 says, yes, Braden. Kenneth said, Jaguars and FSU Hawks. And so, okay, bet. That's what's up. 2-point conversion here. Matt Ryan on the move. He's going to throw it for Paris Campbell. Incomplete. Almost, but no. And so that Cowboys defense shut it down. So Indianapolis scored a touchdown, but the Cowboys still up by 2 points here in the third quarter. And we'll see if that 2-point attempt comes back to bite Indianapolis later on in this game. But for now, Cowboys up 21-19 after Indianapolis just scored a touchdown. And so let's see. Mike says quarterback just need to hold over for a yard. And so Kenneth says Do you cover NASCAR? And so I do not cover NASCAR. I do not cover NASCAR there. But appreciate you though. But yeah, I do not cover NASCAR here. Let's see. Mike says Clemson is out thanks to Radler. And so he killed some dreams this year. Spencer Radler killed some dreams this year. That's for sure. And so let's see. 80 says no NASCAR, but he does tennis. LOL. And so Lewis says Bulldogs. And so no, I do NFL, NBA, college football, and college basketball. Those are the four that I do. And so Mike says JB does World Cup fake football. And so fake football, Mike. Oh man. But again, right now at the commercial there, but hey, what we saw from that offense on that drive, they say sometimes that the best defense is a good offense. In this case, when you have it 15 plays and you take 8 minutes off the clock, not only do you score, but I mean, you make it to where your opponent's like, man, we got to get some first downs because the last thing we want is our defense to go back out there, get tired out, all that stuff. So that was one heck of a drive. But Cowboys defense prevented that 2 point conversion, so they still have the lead. And let's see if this Cowboys offense can respond with a 2 point lead right now after Indianapolis scored that last touchdown. They're going to have to. 80 says Mike LOL. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call the poll there. And again, still right now at the commercial, so not missing anything at all. But Matt Ryan right now, 12 of 22 for 171 yards through the air, two touchdowns, one interception. He has two sacks so far in this one. And Jonathan Taylor for Indianapolis. So far in this one, 20 carries for 75 yards so far. He's also got two catches for 23 yards. So just under 100 yards of total offense for Jonathan Taylor so far in this one. All right, so getting ready to return back to the action here. And so there was an injury, it looks like, earlier. I must have missed that one there, but it seems like is that Brown going to the locker room for the Cowboys? Let's see. Kenneth says, when do you college basketball? Yeah, so for me, for college basketball, I will transition over to college basketball once the conclusion of the Super Bowl takes place. That's when I will swap over to college basketball. I tend to take it really like first football and in terms of NFL and college, and then once those are finished, then I swap over to college basketball because it's the fun part of the season when we swap over to the conference tournaments and then the NCAA bracket. But usually a little bit before we get to the conference tournament. So yeah, absolutely. Once the conclusion of the Super Bowl happens, then we transition over to college basketball. Let's see. Mike says Mr. JB watching. Mr. JB was watching the first half for sure. He might be going to sleep now if I'm correct in terms of how what time it is now. So he might be sleeping now because he's got work in the morning. So he may be asleep now, but I know earlier he was watching. And let's see. Kenneth says you should leave the polls open. And so, yeah, I try to switch it up from time to time in terms of creating new polls and stuff like that as we go throughout. But absolutely, absolutely. All right, but here we go. Prescott up under center here. Take the snap, gonna toss it to Tony Pollard off the right side, and look at him go. There's just something about the way that this kid runs. 22 yards right there, just like that. Lightning in a bottle. I'm telling you, give this man some more carries. But that was 22 yards off the right end there. So now we got a first down, first and 10 from the Indianapolis 49-yard line. And so let's see. Kenneth says, do you do all the college football bowls? And so, yeah, normally I do a good amount of the bowl games, except this time though I will be getting married out of the country, so I will not be here like after December 14th, and so I won't come back till January. So I'm gonna miss most of the bowl games during that time because I'll have my wedding and it'll be out of the country. But normally I do cover a good amount of bowl games and stuff, but yeah, so absolutely. But this year is going to be like the exception to it. But I feel like once we get back to January and stuff like that, things should be getting closer back to normal and stuff like that for me. So, but good question though. Good question. And Braden says tennis. All right, so again, 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They've got Zeke in the backfield. I'm sorry, Zeke here is the back in the game here. Shotgun formation here. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion. They take the snap. Coach try to send pressure. They throw it quickly to Lamb, and that's going to be a completion and a first down. So another first down here for the Cowboys. That was a 6-yard completion there, taking it to Indianapolis 39-yard line. So now we're looking at 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Again, the Cowboys up right now 21-19. We got less than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter in this one. Let's see, Mike says streaming on wedding day, and so Mike's trying to get me in trouble. He is trying to get me in trouble here. That's what he's trying to do. All right, but here we go here. 1:25 to go here in the third. Prescott up under center. Takes a snap, going to give it to Zeke, and so Zeke up the middle picks up 4 yards on the play. So now we got 2nd and 6 coming up here. 2nd and 6 from the Indianapolis 35-yard line. Let's see, 80 says Colorado Buffaloes named Deion Sanders as head coach. And so that's right, prime time going to Colorado. I like the move. In fact, I love the move there. I feel like what he can do for that program will be huge for them in the future, especially if you're thinking about 3 years from now. So I like it. Mike says Jason Peters the GOAT. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott play fake, looking, throws it, and ooh, was it picked off? He was intending that one to go to CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb looked like he slipped on the play. Now, there is a penalty, so let's figure out what's going on here. First of all, was it a clean pick? What is this penalty here? Why did CeeDee Lamb fall like that? What is going on? So we're going to see what these officials say here, but for the moment there, that was an interception. All right, let's look at the replay here. Ooh. I need to see one more replay. But what are you guys thinking? Was that a pick or was it dropped? Mike says drop the pick. So Mike thinks it's an incompletion. I feel like the ground helped them make that catch in that scenario. Okay, yeah, that's got to be incomplete. That's got to be incomplete. After looking at it from that angle, that's got to be incomplete. All right, they call it incomplete. All right, so you had the incompletion, and then after that, they called unnecessary roughness there against 44 of Indianapolis. So not only do you negate the turnover, but you also gift them with a first down with that penalty. So now we're going to be looking at a 1st and 10 from, let's see, about the Indianapolis 20-yard line. And so, oh, I see the hit right there on CeeDee Lamb. Yes, son, they're not going to let you do that today. They're not going to let you do that today. Let's see. Braden says Colorado's recruiting is going to go up. And so, yes, yes, it is. And let's see. Mike says bad call on roughness. All right, so from Indianapolis 20, Prescott up under center here, multiple tight ends. Quick pass there to Gallup. And so Gallup brought down by the first defender that got him that time. And so he had to make somebody miss but was unable to. And so we got 2nd down coming up here, 2nd and 10. Now they can take this to the end of the third quarter here, and it looks like they are going to allow this one to go ahead and run out to the end of the third quarter here. But the score right now, Dallas 21, Indianapolis 19. Mike says Matt Rule to Nebraska. Good old Matt Rule. They asked him if you could do anything different at Carolina, like knowing what he knows now, if he would have did anything different from his time in Carolina. He said, yeah, not take the job. So I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious. He basically realizes there's nothing he could have did to fix that team. But it is the end of the third quarter, guys. So 1 quarter left. And so Braden says Luke Fickell to Wisconsin. And so, yes, he wanted to get back in the Big Ten badly, I see. So, absolutely. But let me put another poll question up there. All right, 1 second as I put together this poll question here. All right, this is a. All right. All right, I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else to add to this poll? All right, 1 second. All right, almost done with the poll question here. All right, I think I got it ready here. So, all right, so the best hire for college football here. I put four candidates up there to choose from. And so you guys let me know your thoughts here. I will leave this one up for a minute, but you guys let me know your thoughts here. Let's see. Kenneth says, "What is big stream on your channel?" And so Kenneth says, "Who is winning the Heisman Trophy this year?" And so that's a good question. I mean, for me personally, I feel like Caleb Williams' injury and all like that should not deter him from getting that Heisman Trophy. Everything that I've seen that he did, not just this year, but what I saw him do last year as well before. I don't know with the whole benching and how that happened, but I mean, I feel personally for me, my choice would be Caleb Williams, but I don't know for a fact if he's going to get it or not at this point. I feel like it depends on when the committee made their vote. Well, I'm sorry, the voters made their votes in terms of if he'll get it or not. But Caleb Williams at least has a chance. Meanwhile, Prescott throws it and it's going to be out of bounds, but completed to Zeke before he went out of bounds. There, no pickup on the play. So we got third down coming up. That was the first play of the fourth quarter. Again, Cowboys up 21-19, and the ball right now on the 20-yard line of Indianapolis here. So target is within striking range here if they can convert and at least get a couple first downs here to try to get to the end zone. All right, here we go. You've got three receivers towards the bottom of the screen here. CeeDee Lamb goes in motion. One tight end, one back. Takes the snap. Colts send four. Prescott throws it over the middle. It is caught by CeeDee Lamb. Nice move. And so CeeDee Lamb lowers his shoulder there and takes it all the way to about the 3 yard line. And so what a play by CeeDee Lamb. He caught the ball and instantly you knew what time it was. But he was wide open. I mean wide open. As a defensive coordinator, you got to make sure your team knows where he's at. Even if it is zone, you can't give him that much of a zone. But CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. But here they go. They snap the ball. He's going to throw it up there for Michael Gallup, and that's going to be a touchdown. Just like that, Michael Gallup with his second touchdown catch of the day. So anybody that started Michael Gallup in fantasy football this week, you are feeling good. You're feeling much better with those last two touchdown catches that he got you. Let's see. Braden says, "I'm surprised though that Deion Sanders didn't wait until a bigger job opened up." And so I felt like, Prime going to Colorado, I like that for the program. I really like that for the program and stuff like that. And I mean, I didn't expect any of the like huge names already to go after him, but I feel like he can help return Colorado and stuff like that. Now, last year I wanted Florida State to hire him, but Florida State, was is working out for them. Auburn, I was looking at them like you guys chose, Hugh Freeze over Prime, but if they didn't want him, they didn't want him. But hey, Cowboys up right now, 28-19 here, a two-score lead for the Dallas Cowboys here. So let's see if Matt Ryan and company can try to respond and keep this close. Otherwise, look out. And And so let's see, looking at Dak Prescott's numbers so far, 19 of 29 for 148 yards, three touchdowns, one interception so far in this game, sacked just once. And for the Cowboys on the ground, 24 carries for 132 yards on the ground so far in this one. They have nearly 50 more rushing yards than Indianapolis does as a team. Tony Pollard, he's got you 60 yards and a touchdown. Zeke's got you 49 yards. CD Lamb's got you 23 yards. So they're very effective on the ground and through the air. That balance that Dallas brings, that's what I really like about this team on offense. When they're having good games, they have that balance to them. And so they've got a good defense. And then you add that balance, there it is. And now late in the game, those defenders can pin their ears and get after Matt Ryan. So, but it is still a lot of time to go here in the fourth quarter. 13 minutes and 52 seconds to go. That's a lot of time. But Cowboys are up 28 to 19 in this one. All right, so let's see. So far, Prime to Colorado has 80% of the votes here. One person says Hugh Freeze going to Auburn. And so I know that's definitely been one of the more controversial ones. Let's see. Mike says Hot Pockets beeping JB. And so you already know. You already know. Mike says Hugh Freeze all day. And so bet, bet, bet. Okay, so it was Mike that casted that vote. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with that program, honestly. Because Auburn is just looking for their guy, their coach. And so we'll see how that plays out. All right, so the next Sunday night matchup will be the Dolphins and the Chargers, in which that will be one heck of a game. That would be one heck of a game. All right, so kickoff on the way. All right, we got a return by Indianapolis here. He's at the 10, 15, 20. Goes out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. So Indianapolis, who's trailing 28 to 19 right now, down by 9 points, will have the football here. All right, let's see. Mike says, why controversial? And so, Mike, it's not because of what he did at Liberty. What he did at Liberty was outstanding. It's what he did the last time that he was actually in the SEC, what led to him being released and having to go to a team like Liberty. That is what is controversial about it. But meanwhile, Indianapolis just fumbled the football here, and the Cowboys have it. That's going to be a touchdown for the defense. And so, wow. How about that? And so the Cowboys defense say we want to join the scoring party as well. Cowboys up right now 34-19, got the extra point coming up. And so, yep, this is not a good look for Mr. Jeff Saturday and company. All right, let's see. 80 says, what did JB think of Jeff Saturday hiring? And so, honestly, 80s, I felt like it was a slap in the face to all the guys they currently had on staff. I felt bad for them and stuff like that, you know. But I mean, Jeff Saturday, there's nothing personal against him. It's just the process in which how they picked them. Didn't like the process. Didn't like that process there. And so, because I mean, you had some guys that were on the already on the staff that you could have given them an opportunity to see what they got. Mike says next JB broadcast, and so yeah, so right now, I'm thinking that at least for right now, since I'm still kind of recovering, got a couple of doctor's appointments and stuff, it'll probably most likely be next Sunday, at least for now. But when I come back from my trip, that might be when we increase it. in terms of the amount of streams per week. That's what I'm thinking right now. Let's see. Braden says, "Are you going to stream any more games before you leave?" And so I'm targeting the Chargers and the Dolphins game. I am targeting that. I'm sorry, targeting that one. So that should be it. And so Mike says, "What do you do in the SEC?" And so Braden says, "I think he recruited illegally, Mike." And so, well, hold on, let me see if I can pull up all the stuff that he did. All right, so in terms of all of the things that he did, I'm gonna try to see if I can capture all of it. But there were some NCAA recruiting violations, which led to a bowl ban and a scholarship reduction, and there were phone calls to escort services that Mr. Freeze ultimately had to resign from his job due to once they found out about those escort calls using their phones and stuff like that. So, um, let's see. And then there was also three women who were students at I guess while he was in a high school football coach in the late 90s, early 2000s that say that Mr. Freeze made them uncomfortable with inappropriate behavior. So you add all of that up, and that's exactly how he found himself at Liberty, his fall from grace from his time at Ole Miss. And so, yeah, it was a combination of that. So basically, recruiting violations, calls to escorts, and a couple young women that he made feel uncomfortable with his time there. So, yeah, that's why all of Auburn is going crazy. Their alumni are pissed. They're upset. They're trashing them, and so that's exactly why all those allegations, well, all those stuff brought up there. So that's the past that about Hugh Freeze there. Now Liberty, nobody talked about it because it was at Liberty there, and what he was doing. Don't get me wrong, from a coaching perspective only, the guy can flat out coach, but it's not because of his coaching abilities. It's the other stuff that draws the major outcry that you hear from that hiring. And so let's see. Mike says, "How Braden?" And so Mike says, "Escort, whoa." And so Braden says, "Didn't know that." And so, yep, yep, yep. And so I scarcely remember when it all happened and stuff like that, but it'd been a minute since I had looked that stuff up. And so, but yeah, that's what happened that led to them pulling the plug and him having to resign from Ole Miss. In addition to the recruiting problems. All right, but here we go. So again, the Cowboys defense scored that touchdown there. Now they tried to go for a little two-point conversion there. That didn't work out, but they're up 34 to 19 right now here in the fourth quarter with 13 minutes and 34 seconds to go. All right, kickoff on the way. We're going to get a return. He's at the 10, 15, 20, brought down at about the 21-yard line. And let's see. Braden says he was good at Ole Miss before he got fired, and so yeah, and teams don't part with good coaches unless they have good reason to, and they sort of have to. Mike says he's so mad at the Colts running back, and so you're mad at Jonathan Taylor. All right, so knowing that last time they turned the ball over and the Cowboys defense has scored, so this is the point of the game here where that Cowboys defense can just completely take over with the guys that they have that can just generate pressure and get after guys and stuff like that. They're already up big now, 34-19. Now there is a Cowboys player right now that's being looked at by the medical staff. Looking to see if I can see who it is exactly. Think it was Goodwin. Think it was Goodwin that was injured on the play. Medical staff still looking at him. Yeah, it was Goodwin. All right, so they are helping him, but he is putting pressure on his legs while he's walking off, so that's a good sign. Let's see. Braden says, in my opinion, Auburn shouldn't have fired Gus. And so, hey, you know what, Braden? You're right. You're right. You're right. Let's see. Mike says reminder Bills number one seed, and so that is true. That is true. That is true. Last I checked, that is true. All right, but here we go. Ryan up under center here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back in the backfield. Tight end goes in motion, play fake, throws it to the tight end. Tight end gets brought down. He lost a yard on the play. So now you've got these. Now you've got the Cowboys defense extremely aggressive now. So you have to mix in those play fakes still, and try not to have them just fully put all their efforts towards getting to Matt Ryan. Because believe me, if that's the case, they're going to continue to get to him, and things are going to go from bad to worse. 80 says that Matty needs to retire already. You know, Mr. JB's been saying that all year long. He wants the man done. But here we go, second and 11. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, looking. Ryan throws it over the middle. It's caught by Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell reminding everybody that he still got speed. Gets tripped up at about the 30-yard line here. So now we got third and short coming up here. Third and one. 12 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, Cowboys up 34 to 19. So Indianapolis got to try to make it happen here. Let's see. Mike says Bengals about to overtake the Ravens. And so Sam, what's good with you, Sam? How are you doing? Meanwhile, play fake throws it and almost intercepted. Matt Ryan, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so let's see. Sam says that Plumlee is a freak athlete. And so bet. Braden says he's been doing a good job at UCF. Matt Ryan almost gift wrapped another turnover. And they're going to go for it, guys, from their own 31-yard line. The Indianapolis Colts are at least lining up to look like they're going to go for it. But they're down big right now, so can't blame them. Ryan takes the snap. Ryan looking, finds Michael Pittman Jr., and that's going to be a first down for Indianapolis. Picked up about 4 yards on the play. So 12 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. That time, I like it. You know, you went ahead and you called what you needed to do. I watched my team, the Patriots, punt the ball. In that same situation, I know we would have punted the ball because we got no faith in our own offense, which is sad. Ryan tried to sidearm that, though, but Micah Parsons said, get that out of here. He said, get that out of here. He said, park is closed. Not today. Let's see. Mike says, best linebacker, shade your opinion. Parsons, Judon, Matt Molino, Reddick. For right now, I mean, you look at what Parsons is doing. I mean, I know Judon has the sacks this year, but I mean, Micah Parsons for me is that guy. But Molino's great too now. Ryan with it, throws it, and that's going to be completed to the tight end. And they're going to stop his forward progress there. Picks up 4 yards on the play. Third down, coming up third and 6 from the Indianapolis 40-yard line. Braden says JB's fired up. Mike says, why Oklahoma garbage nowadays? And so, well, Mike, they kind of had a bit of an exit party last year. Everybody who was decent last year, when the coach left, when the quarterback left, they left too. And Oklahoma already had no defense. They had garbage for defense. So you take away what the offense they had and all like that, and that's why Oklahoma look like they look right now. No defense, plus no real playmakers. And so look at that. Was that picked off? Wow. Wow, what a play by this Dallas defense. See, this is when the party gets started. When they're up 2 scores and they can get pressure on you like that, look out. It's a party from here. It is a party. And Matt Ryan's not invited. He's not invited. He's financing it, but he's not invited. Let's see. Sam says Rule is going to bring Nebraska back in the picture. And so I could see Matt Rule getting them to be about a 7 or 8 win program and stuff like that. You got to consider also in the future whenever USC joins the division as well, there's going to be more competition. But I could see them being about that 8 win type of thing. And so Mike says which one is best. Let's see. Braden says, as an Iowa fan, I hope not, Sam. Sam says Parsons is the next great linebacker. Mike says Hassan Reddick, most underrated player. You know, I can go with that. Mike says why USC garbage, and so well, that has to do with. I mean, The culture there is offense but no defense. They're going to need some defensive players that can tackle. They missed almost what 30 tackles in the game that we watched them last time, and so yeah, that will get exposed if you join the Big Ten. I mean, you may be able to score with them, but you won't be able to stop them with that type of defense. That was sad what I saw from them on defense. Mike says turnover city. Sam says I need Dak to throw a long screen pass. And so, who do you want him to throw it to? Mike says which college bowl is best. And so, honestly, I feel like the bowl games, it just comes down to where you're coming from. As an Ohio State guy, I'm going to say the Rose Bowl for me. An SEC person might say the Cotton Bowl. Mr. JB believes the Orange Bowl is the best. So that's the best part about college football, really. I mean, outside of the college football playoffs, any other bowl that there is, like it really comes down to your team, your conference, and the tradition that you have with the bowl. Because me, I love the Rose Bowl. I love it. All right, but meanwhile, here looking, so nobody so far has chosen Luke Fickle to Wisconsin and stuff like that. But Prime to Colorado has 71% of the vote so far. Matt Rule to Nebraska, 14%. Tied with Hugh Freeze to Auburn. Braden says USC did their best Packers impression when it came to tackling. LOL. Oh man, it was tough to watch. But then again, my team got no room to talk what we did late in that fourth quarter, so we've got no room to talk. But that was just outrageous. I seen a man juke a man 3 times off of one juke. It was sad. I thought it was a human glitch, honestly. Meanwhile, Tony Pollard with the carry, he's gonna get back to the line of scrimmage there. May have picked up a yard. So we got 2nd and 9 now. Ball is at the Dallas 48-yard line. Again, the Cowboys right now feeling real good, up 34-19 here. And so let's see if they'll tack on another touchdown. When this team gets rolling, they really get rolling. Let's see. Braden says Rose Bowl is my favorite. And so, yeah, he understands what that means to the Big Ten. All right, here we go. Shotgun takes a snap. Prescott throws it, and it's completed to the tight end, and he's going to take it to the 30-yard line there. Picked up 22 yards on the play. Mr. Schultz with the reception. And so let's see. Sam says, Ohio State guy, tell me this. Should TCU be 3 and Ohio State 4? TCU should absolutely, in my book, 1,000% be number 3. And so I was telling Mr. JB and all like that the same thing. I was like, look, TCU should not be penalized. They went to overtime. They barely lost that game, and they were already undefeated heading into the conference. And so with all of that going, they were right to stay at number 3. Absolutely right to stay at number 3. I had no problem with that. Ohio State at number 4 and stuff like that. I agree with that because if you had put Alabama above them, Tennessee fans would have had a case. Why not them? And so, and it was one loss there, but yeah, definitely without doubt for me, TCU definitely without doubt. Let's see. Kenneth says, "Do you see Georgia versus Ohio State upset the dogs?" And so, me personally, in my heart of hearts, I think Georgia wins that game. Of course, I'm rooting for Ohio State to do it, but I think Georgia wins that game. I mean, unless you're telling me that Travion Henderson is going to be fully healthy magically for the first time all season. Meanwhile, wow, that extra point there was blocked. So there was a touchdown by Tony Pollard there for 30 yards. I missed that one there, but 30-yard touchdown. Cowboys got 40 points, but the Colts blocked the extra point. But you know what? Heck, the party's already started there. Dallas is up 40-19 right now. Tony Pollard there putting the explanation point, but there's still plenty of time left to go in this one. So everybody that's got somebody starting for the Dallas Cowboys in fantasy football, look out. They might just score again. Insane. Let's see. Sam says Georgia should play TCU. They got host instead having to face Ohio State in the first round playoffs, and so I would have loved to have a rematch there with Michigan, there Ohio State and Michigan. I feel like it would have been the best, ratings grabber in that regard. But yeah, I could not deny that TCU should have been over Ohio State, so I could not deny that. Sam says, "Let's go, Big Dak." Let's see. Mike says Eagles 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3. And who's number 4? And so number 4, how about either how about the Vikings, honestly? How about the Vikings? Mike says, who better, Cowboys, Vikings? Didn't the Cowboys and Vikings play? Didn't Cowboys dominate them? If so, then put the Cowboys up there. Whoever won that matchup, I would put them at 4. Let's see. Braden says favorite Rose Bowl was last year's Rose Bowl. Least favorite, the time Iowa got blown out by Stanford. And so I know that was painful right there. But last year's Rose Bowl was amazing. It was amazing. Now this year, having Penn State there, I think it'll be a very good one there. I'm looking forward to watching that one. But yeah, it'll be a good one. And so let's see. Sam says LSU fan here, and so oh man, I felt bad for LSU when the whole Texas A&M game played out because I wanted that game to mean something for both teams and stuff like that. So I did feel bad and stuff like that, seeing that before entering into the game, you guys went in there knowing that even if you win the SEC championship, there was no path there for the playoffs there. But LSU has had an up and down type of season, but towards the end, it was really up. It was really up there. Let's see. Mike says, rank the Cowboys, Vikings, Dolphins, 49ers, please, JB and JB Nation. And so, all right. So, of those teams between the Cowboys, Vikings, Dolphins, and 49ers, obviously I got the 49ers over the Dolphins based upon what they did. Right now, I would have to go Cowboys. I really do. I say 49ers above Vikings here. I'm gonna go ahead and say 49ers above the Vikings and then the Dolphins and stuff like that based upon how things are right now. But those are all close. All close. Sam says Bengals. And so Mike says Bengals versus Dolphins. Who's better? And so I mean I feel like right now I would go Dolphins over the Bengals right now if they played each other, but it's close. It's really close. It's really close. And so Jake, what's good with you, Jake? How have you been? How have you been? And so Mike says, okay, rank Cowboys, 49ers, Dolphins, Vikings, and Bengals. Sam says LSU wasn't ready. We overachieved all year. It's year one of the rebuild. And so I can see you. And so Justin Jefferson. And so, hey, what's good with you? What's good with you? And so, yes, Justin Jefferson, I still have nightmares of this man torching my team's secondary on Thanksgiving. But, hey, he's the real deal. He's that dude. He's that dude. And I am so excited to see all the amazing things that he's going to continue to do for the Minnesota Vikings moving forward. And so, tremendous, tremendous player. All right, so meanwhile here, that pass there resulted in a pass interference against Bland of the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys are up 40 to 19 here, fourth quarter, 9 minutes and 41 seconds left to go. Let's see. Mike says late 80s. Jake says, what's good? I've been moving. And so, oh, okay, bet. Glad to hear that you're doing good. And so, and I hope that that move isn't too much work for you. I know how moving can be. Meanwhile, Woods, the rookie tight end Woods, I think he's about 6'7" out there for Indianapolis. He has the reception there. So a first down for Indianapolis. 9 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. Again, they find themselves trailing by 3 touchdowns here with 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Ryan in the shotgun takes a snap, throws it, incomplete. Incomplete. He was targeting the rookie Woods again. Second and 10 coming up. Sam says Jefferson, Chase, Burrow, same team. So lit LSU 2019. And so, hey, you're right. You are right about that. That's why my man Burrow was able to light it up back then. And so, hey, if I had those guys on my team, I'd be smoking a cigar after every game as well also. Because my man just lit it up down there. And let's see. Jake says my B-Day is the 9th of December. And so, hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. And happy early birthday to you. Meanwhile, Ryan's going to throw it. And, oh, is this going to be picked? Is this going to, it is going to be. It's picked off again. It's like a broken CD player at this point. It keeps throwing picks. And so, wow, this is just Wow, but that's a great play, honestly, by the defender. Let's see. Mike says Bills got John Smoke Brown, JB. Yes. Jake says it took me all night and all damn day, and so, oh man, believe me, I understand that for sure. When it comes to moving, 'cause I remember one time I had to move. I was moving from, I think I was moving from Birmingham to back to Georgia, and I was extremely sick, and it was just me, and I had to pack up everything that same day and stuff like that. Ended up throwing up and everything. It was just, it was awful. It was awful, but I had to do it just me. So that was not a fun day. I told myself never again, never again. Let's see. Icon says Jets versus Vikings, 27-32. And so, hey, that was a good game there. That was a good game. But of course, Vikings pulled it off there. All right, here we go. Prescott up under center. Takes the snap. Going to give it to Zeke off the left side, but the Colts are going to meet him in the backfield here. And so he's going to lose a yard on the play. We got third down coming up here. So if you're Dallas, every time you get the ball here, you want to continue to run plays here, run this time out. There's still about a good 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go here. So third down coming up here, 3rd and 9. But with every first down, you're taking off almost 2 minutes each first down. Sam says throw a screen, Dak. Jake says thanks, JB gang. And so of course. Let's see, Mike says on November 8th, 2021, the Jacksonville Jaguars signed Brown to their practice squad. He was released November 29th, 2021. And so, man, Prescott taking a deep shot here. And, oh, incomplete in the direction of Brown. No penalties on that one. Wait, there is a flag there. I spoke too soon. Okay, I was looking for that PI. Defensive PI. And so Dallas looking to try to score again. And so let's see. Jake says, thanks for your support, JB gang. And so absolutely, of course. Jake says, you've been sick too. Oh man, how long have you been sick, man? And hoping that you get better. Hoping that you get better. Let's see. ICANN says, Justin looked down on Jim starts down Dak and Vikings 3. That's right. Dallas 40. And so that's right. I did see that. I did see that. Meanwhile, Prescott gives the ball to Zeke off the right side. And so Zeke, oh, he gets brought down at the 5 yard line, but he picked up 22 yards on the carry. Let's see. Jake says, "Can you show the game?" And so, yeah, they won't let me show the game on YouTube, Jake, due to all the license and stuff like that. They will not allow me to do that. They would take down the stream and put a strike on my channel, which I cannot afford. So, yeah, they will not let me do it. I wish they did. I really wish that they would let us do that. That would be a game changer there, but they won't let us do it. They won't. Let's see. Kenneth says both teams need to put their backups in. Sam says chill. Braden says just read that 200 recruits and portal transfers have reached out to Colorado. And so, man, that's insane. 200? Wow. Meanwhile, Zeke picks up a yard on the play. I tell you what, though, by the time we can get our hands on college football, whatever, 24, whatever like that, Colorado is going to be a team where a lot of people are going to want to play and use Colorado at that point in time because we're talking about 2 years from now. Oh, yeah, they will be a force by then, or at least an interesting team to play with. As see, Braden says he can't, Jake, because he'll get copyrighted. And so, yeah, sucks how that works out, though. Sucks how that works out. All right, but here we go for the Cowboys here. Three receivers at the bottom of the screen here. One tight end, one back. They snap the ball, give it to Zeke. Zeke fighting. Zeke rumbling inside the end zone. Is it a touchdown? It is a touchdown for the Cowboys. 4 yards off the left tackle, and he's going to jump into the Salvation Army can, which means he's going to be fined again by the NFL, which is okay because that money's going to go and be donated. So Zeke knows what he's doing. He says feed him. That's right. 5 plays, 72 yards, less than 3 minutes. My goodness. I had a feeling when I saw this matchup, it had the potential to where Dallas could really break this out. And look at that. 46 points. There's still 6 minutes to go. And these guys, the way that they're moving, they might just try to score again. I mean, hey, You put Cooper Rush in there, Cooper Rush is definitely going to want to go ahead and continue to score as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get over 50 when this is done, maybe even reach 55, who knows, or 54. But the extra point is good, so they're up 47 to 19 right now. Let's see. Kenneth says we can't hear the game. We like listening to the game. And so thanks for doing today's show, JB. Night, everyone. And so, yeah, thanks for coming out, Mike. Thanks for coming out. And so, yeah, and so another thing, Kenneth, is that also in addition to showing the game, it also comes down to if they hear, just because of like just like they do for music when you play music and stuff like that, if they hear too much of the game in the background, they'll also take down like all the ads and everything for that. So it's crazy how strict they are with these YouTube policies and stuff like that. And so absolutely crazy with that. And so let's see. ICANN says 21. And you say Lamb looks different. I am not lying. And so Jake says, Logan says, hey, tell him hey for me, Jake. Tell him what's good with him. Tell him what's good. But yeah, Ken, if that's another thing. Also, when it comes to that, also the audio as well. I think I would need special permissions to be able to use like audio and stuff like that, which would be extremely difficult for me to get. All right, so the Cowboys kick things off. And Colts are going to return this one. They're down 47 to 19. 6 minutes left to go. And he stumbles at about the 23-yard line. So we got first and 10 coming up here. But yeah, I like how this offense is flowing. Ever since Dak came back, really, I'm going to say starting maybe the second half of the first game he came back, I love what I've been seeing from the balance of this team offensively. On the ground, splitting the carries, throwing the ball, spreading the wealth, all that stuff. The defense pitches in, they get some points here. Gotta love it. But what you don't love here, Matt Ryan and the offense, here they go, down 47 to 19. Here's still 6 minutes to go. Takes the snap, and they're going to give it to Jonathan Taylor, which tells me Indianapolis, they just want this game to be over it right now. They just want this to be done. Let's see. Jake says, how you JB Nation fans doing? Meanwhile, Matt Ryan looking to throw. Gets it to Woods, and Woods, he's going to pick up about a yard on the play. So now we're looking at third and two coming up right now. Ball at the Indianapolis 31-yard line. And so let's see. ICANN says, what is your favorite team? And so, yeah, my favorite team is the Patriots. And so not much to cheer about so far this year, especially on offense, but Patriot fan, diehard Patriot fan. All right, so we got third and two coming up here. Again, fourth quarter here, the last 5 minutes of the game. You see the smile on Zeke's face there. A lot of smiles right now for the Cowboys here. Colts are facing third and two. Take the snap here. Pass rush getting to Matt Ryan. He throws it. Jonathan Taylor going to get brought down here. He's going to lose a yard or two on that catch. And so fourth down coming up, and the clock is continuing to run. Right now, Matt Ryan and the offense, they're going to stay out there for what it's worth. They're going to continue to stay out there and go for it on fourth down from their own 29-yard line. All right, so here we go from their own 29-yard line. Fourth and four. Shotgun formation. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Matt Ryan has it. Oh, the pass rush. Oh, he evaded it somehow and got the completion to Alec Pierce. Now, Pierce lost the ball. Did they rip it out before he was able to go down? Let's see what they say. Is he down? Wow, this is going to go down as another turnover. This is Cowboys football. So, wow. Indianapolis is finding any and every way to turn the ball over. Now, let's look at this replay here. Let's see. Did he get a knee down? Ooh, it looks like he might have got a knee down before that ball came out. They're going to want to take a look at this one. Yeah, they're going to want to definitely take a look at this one. And so, let's see. Now, Yeah, you look at that replay there, and it's definitely that knee is down before that ball gets ripped out. The play is under review right now. I'm expecting this one to get overturned. It should be first down Indianapolis, as that knee was down before that ball got ripped out. This should not be a long replay. And let's see, Kenneth says, do you remember when the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl? And so I remember. I do remember, Kenneth. I do remember. Those heartbreaks you never forget. But I guess you can consider me a very thankful fan. Most fans never get to experience that many championships. It was like a dream. So I enjoyed it for what it was, the highs and the lows. And now we're back to reality. Let's see, Jake says I got my Lambo back from the shop, and so hey, that's what's up. That is what's up. All right, so they did. Wait, did they call that one? All right, so they did overturn it. So perfect, perfect. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left right now. We're getting ready to see the Colts continue to run their offense from their own 41-yard line here after the play was overturned, which means they got the first down here. 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Again, Cowboys already at 47 to 19, but Indianapolis, they're going to keep fighting. They're going to keep fighting. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, looking, throws it. Oh, he almost threw an interception. What are we doing out here? Almost threw another pick. Wow, that time he tried Joseph, and Joseph almost made him pay. Let's see. Kenneth says, have you ever been to a Super Bowl? I have not been to a Super Bowl, actually. I have not been to a Super Bowl. It's on my to do list, though, but I have not done it yet. All right, but here we go. Second and 10, shotgun formation. Going to take the snap, pressure all around him, and they're going to bring down Matt Ryan. Now he lost the ball. Was it a fumble? Williams takes it into the end zone. Is it going to count though? I thought he might have been down, but let's see. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. So the defense scores another touchdown. Wow, that is wow. How about that? Defense makes it look easy. And so, Dan Russ, what's good with you? What's good with you? And you say, how am I? I am doing great. How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan lost that ball. Yeah, that ball looked like it was out. And so, let's see. James says he's back out of the shower, so he was not expecting the score to be like this. And so, yes, yes. I mean, things have gotten out of hand. That's an understatement. That is an understatement. But Matt Ryan, he's like, you know what? Here, you can have the ball. Just leave me alone. But the defense scoring again, guys. This time Williams picked it up, was able to score. Somebody get Matt Ryan out of there. Get Matt Ryan out of there, please. And so let's see. Thane says good. And so bet. That is great. That is great. Jake says you're going to be there. Absolutely. I can says yes. Bet, bet. Let's see. Sam says I got Dallas D in one of my fantasy leagues, but need points in the league with Dak losing by 1.2 points. And so, ooh, 1.2 points. You're almost there. You are almost there. I'll tell you what, though, for me, you know what? In my other league, I am up by about 9 points, I think. 9 or 10 points right now. But I went against the Browns defense, and you know, in fantasy football, they include punt returns and stuff like that. And I had Lamar Jackson; he got hurt, but Ray St. Brown, he saved me. Him, Swift, those two especially, they saved me and my hopes. So I just need Chris Olave to have a bad game tomorrow, or at least not just not a good one. Just not a good one. It can be an okay game, just not a good one. All right, but they are reviewing the play here. And so, ooh, it looks like they overturn it? Let's see. ICANN says what car? Let's see. Russ says I hope that the Cowboys win. And so the Cowboys are winning this one. Believe it. believe it. Cowboys got this one in the bag. So right now, it looks like they called back the touchdown, but it is Cowboys football here. Look at that, 26 points that the Cowboys scored in the fourth quarter alone. So after not scoring anything in the third quarter, they dropped 26 points in Indianapolis. Indianapolis, 0 points in the fourth quarter. That's how we got such a lopsided performance here in the fourth quarter to where Dallas is up 47-19 right now. We've got the backups in now. They're getting some carries and stuff like that. This is the kind of win that makes the team feel really good. Really good. ICANN says I am on my phone at the game right now. Bet. Meanwhile, the back, he's chugging forward here for 6 yards. That is Davis with the carry. Now, is that Mike Davis? But that is, yeah, no, that is Malik Davis there with the carry. I'm sorry, Malik Davis. Let's see. All right, so Jake says today. Braden says wow. ICANN says dang. And Sam says, uh-oh, Saints fans here, you in trouble. Olave gonna score. And so, I mean, Saints can score all they want with Alvin Kamara. I would love that, but please have mercy on JB's fantasy team, not Chris Olave. Meanwhile, Mr. Malik Davis with the touchdown, 23 yards into the end zone. And so Dallas, they are pouring it on right now. They see a room and they are pouring all kinds of salt on it, all kinds of peroxide on it. They are pouring everything on this room right here. Indianapolis, this is a joke right here. This is why you don't get a man who was sitting on his couch watching the game like what we're doing here to come in and be your savior as a coach. Things are getting from ugly to bad to nightmarish and beyond. And you know what? I feel like this won't be the last time that the Cowboys score. I think they're going to reach 60 in this one. ICANN says goal. All right, so the extra point is good, so it's 54-19. 54-19. And so let's see, Sam says, Atlanta Lions destroying Vegas right now. And so, yes, yes. Look at that. Mike McCarthy, he's got a smile on his face here. He knows what his team just did. And so ICANN says, let's go. Russ says, yeah. Let's see, Jake says, I'm doing a meet and greet. And so, bet. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining to go here in the fourth quarter right now. And Indianapolis fans, they can't wait for this one to be over. I know that feeling. They can't wait for it to be over. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they're going to pay big. Absolutely. Let's see. Jake says July 4th. And so, can't believe we're already here and it's December already, guys. Like the last month of the year. All right, so with the score being 54-19, backups are in. I'm anticipating when the Colts get the ball back, there's no way you stick Matt Ryan back out there at this point. There's no purpose in it at this point. All right, and again, so we're gonna get ready for the kickoff here. And we'll see how Indianapolis can finish off this game here. Down 54-19, kickoff on the way. They're going to return it. He's at the 10, 15, still running 20, 25, 30, and going to get brought down at about the 32-yard line. And so that's where Indianapolis will take over, trailing 54-19. Now you look at the stats so far in this game here, and so Dak Prescott, what a game he had there for the Dallas Cowboys. 20 of 30 for 170 yards, 3 touchdowns to 1 interception. On the ground, as a team, the Cowboys had 220 yards on the ground, not to mention 4 rushing touchdowns, 2 from Tony Pollard, 1 from Zeke, 1 from Davis. I mean, outstanding performance there. What a team effort. The defense pitched in 2 touchdowns also. Team effort in this one. Let's see. Jake says he's going all around America. ICANN says they are probably going to get 60 Dallas. And so I could very well see that. And I wouldn't be surprised if the defense does it. But this time they give it to the back. And so he's going to run it. That should take us to the 2 minute warning. And so, yep, at the 2 minute warning here, they're going to be looking at 2nd and 8 right now. Ball is at the Indianapolis 34-yard line. And so, yes, this team all smiles showing up on prime time. There's nothing like a prime time game when you just go out there and you just dominate and impose your will on your opponent. And that's exactly what they did, especially here in the fourth quarter. I mean, 33 points in the fourth quarter alone. That's insane. That is insane. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they are going to be dropping to 4-8-1 on the season. And for Indianapolis, they have a lot of questions. Who's going to coach this team next year? Who's going to quarterback this team next year? What moves need to be made? I mean, but this loss right here pretty much sums up their season. Let's see. ICANN says 61 points by Dallas. Jake says Jake versus Andrew Tate. Russ says, yeah, here we go. They're going to give the ball here to the back. He's going to run the ball, and he picks up about 9 yards in the play. That is Zach Moss, the former Buffalo Bill. So, yep, a minute 44 seconds left. They just want this game to be over. So let's see. They got a bye coming up, and after a game like this, you really can use a bye week. Ooh, and then they go down to Minnesota when they come back from their bye. So things are not going to be looking too easy for Indianapolis moving forward. Absolutely. All right, but here we go to the shotgun. Takes the snap, gives it to Zach up the middle. And so Zach picks up 7 yards here. And again, they're just going to continue to run out the clock. But congratulations there to the Dallas Cowboys moving to 9-3. And so where they currently sit at right now in the playoff picture at the top wild card spot there. Obviously with the Eagles in the division, that's pretty tough to go after that division there. But hey, keep doing what you're doing and your opportunities are going to be there. And they pretty much are going to take advantage of those opportunities. I love what I saw today, and I like what I've seen from this Dallas Cowboy teams at time. Matt Ryan just going to go out there, take a knee, and normally that's a good sign when your quarterback is taking a knee, but not today for Indianapolis. So Dallas will win this one. Final score 54-19. So wow, what a performance. And let's see, Russ says Dallas is doing good. And so, Patriots fan, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say, hi, I've been watching your channel for a while now. I don't usually say anything, but your channel is awesome. So, hey, I appreciate you. And, hey, go Patriots. Go Patriots. But, yes, I appreciate you for sure. And so, let's see, ICANN says Patriots are so good this year. And so, our defense is, but our offense, I mean, if we could just look like we did against Minnesota consistently, we'd be so much better. But, I can go on a whole 30-minute rant about the things the Patriots need to do to improve and stuff like that for sure. But, hey, I appreciate you guys for coming out. It felt great to return. Obviously, you guys know I've been dealing with a lot of, like just getting better and stuff like that. So it felt good to be able to stream and stuff like that. And so I plan on, trying to do the Dolphins and Chargers next week. But that'll probably be my final stream of the year because I'll be getting married. So I'll be out of the country up until the start of next year once I return. So, but when I get back, hopefully my schedule will be more consistent once I get back in January. But I should have at least one more stream before we call it for the rest of the year. And so, absolutely. And let's see. Sam says, who's in line for the number one pick, draft pick? That's got to be the Houston Texans. They're what, 1-11-1 or something like that? So Houston with that first overall pick for sure. And I'm thinking that it's probably going to be C.J. Stroud. I'm hoping that it's Bryce Young. But we'll see. I mean, if C.J. goes there, I'm all for him and stuff like that. I just want the kid to go somewhere where they're going to give him a lot of weapons to succeed, honestly. And so Jake says, night, JB Nation. Good night to you. Braden says, good night, JB. See you next week. Yeah, good night to you. James says, thanks for a great night, my friend. See you next week. Yes, see you next week. You guys take care. Have a great week, as well. You guys have a great week. Let's see. Russ says, Dallas has the ball. Kenneth says, good night, everyone. We catch you on the next stream, my new friends. And so absolutely, hey, glad to have you here, Kenneth, and glad that you're a part of the stream. And you guys take care. And so let's see. Russ says, yeah, I can. Says, sir, win. And so, yeah, so the next stream should be Sunday next week, Sunday night football and stuff like that. I used to do more streams, but I am recovering right now with a lot of things going on. And then after that, I'll be getting ready for my wedding and stuff like that. So the next stream will be next week, Sunday, and that'll be the Dolphins and the Chargers. So we'll get to see a pretty good matchup in that one. And so James says, congratulations to you and your future wife. And so thanks, James. I appreciate that so much. Absolutely. San Francisco Colts need a quarterback too. And so, yes, no doubt about that. The question is, though, with all that they've given up for guys like Carson Wentz, guys like um, Ryan, I'm sorry, Matt Ryan and stuff like that, do they even have the picks to try to trade up and get one of the top two quarterbacks? They may have to find someone else towards the middle of that draft to go for, honestly. And so Kenneth says, congratulations to your family. And so thank you so much. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. But hey, you guys have a great night. Take care. Great start to the week. And looking forward to seeing you guys next time. And for all the new members, hey, glad to have you, all the returning members. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And so JB's going to go ahead and call out. But thank each and every person for coming through and supporting me. I really appreciate